live on the Wave, SVI4, and the SVI Sports Network. This is Bear Lake High School Sports and the Rocky Mountain Yeti Countdown to Kickoff.
Welcome to Aberdeen High School for Bear Lake High School football on a Friday night. You're getting a sneak peek at the end of the JV game as we're getting ready for varsity football. 32-18 is the score in the JV game. Still 2 minutes, 40 seconds left as the Bears lead it by a couple of scores, a couple of injuries that have stopped play for a bit, or why we're a little bit behind. A couple of the Bear Lake players. Nothing like super serious, but down on the field for long enough that it did slow up the game. Interception for Bear Lake. And I don't have my roster in front of me, so I can't tell you who that was, but good job. Bear Lake Bears probably just sealed the game with that one. Had a 2-touchdown lead with 2:20 left and pick it off deep in Aberdeen territory at the 43-yard line. That should do it. Bears should be able to run out the clock from here. And then we'll get some varsity football on the air in about 25 minutes from now is the scheduled kickoff time. It is senior night here in Aberdeen, so with the JV game going so long and so late, it may delay the kickoff a bit, but we'll get you football on the air here in just a bit. So welcome to the Insert Your Sponsorship Here pregame show. If you want to sponsor our pregame show, get a hold of Lisa at the radio station. She'll hook you up. If you want to, and if you've listened to our pregame show, that's probably why you don't want to sponsor it.
Yeah, that's probably. It really depends on what your company image is. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
And if it can take a hit. No, we'd love to have you. And if you're thinking, well, the football season's over, basketball season coming right up, and we'll have all of the boys' games on the air that we can. As you know, there's a few gyms we can't broadcast from. And we'll have all of the girls' home games on the air unless they conflict with the boys' game. And the girls' road games that we can. It's logistically, we're not going to be able to go to all of them, so we'll do the ones we can. So if you want to sponsor, hey, this is the time to do it.
And we promise to get your ad right at least one time throughout the season. Promise.
Yeah,
Cross our heart and hope
we're
to
getting
die.
better at that as we go
did
on.
get the first Idaho title ad right last week, proudly. All right, so anyway, Jack Hume with a big run on the quarterback keeper, setting Bear Lake up in the blue zone, 1st and 10, about the 15-yard line. And as I said, Bears already up 2 touchdowns, 1:20 left in this game. So kind of just academic here as the Bears set to possibly score again here late in this football game. So good game. It was when we got here, it was early first quarter. Bears were down by a score of 18-12. They scored 3 unanswered touchdowns. So good game for the Bear Lake Bears JV. Let's talk about, do you want to do the keys to the varsity game first, guys, or do you want to do our college pick'em first?
Let's start with college pick'em.
College pick'em?
Yeah.
Which I did pretty good last week.
You did. Your strategy worked. The one time you went against Nate, you won and he lost.
The unfortunate thing is I'm still so far behind I can't see the end.
The funny thing about that is, too, like I felt like I went to bed 5-1 and woke up 4-2 because Boise State laying egg there against Colorado State. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen, actually.
How did you see it? You were in bed.
That was a pick I made.
YouTube.
That was a pick that I made that I got right, and that was about it. No, I did get what other game did I get right? One other game.
I know what one you didn't. That was BYU.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Let's move on. Okay, so college pick'em.
Was there a game?
I don't know. It was a bye week.
TCU played a great game. So let's talk first, Idaho State. Did we look that game up? We didn't look that game up, so we're going to skip Idaho State. Wyoming is on a bye week, correct? So we won't be able to pick the Wyoming game. So Utah State, San Jose State. That's in San Jose? Mm-hmm. Okay. Tyler, what you got for your Aggies?
Okay. My heart wants to say, as Jared would say, my Aggies. And my heart would be correct. I'm going to pick the Aggies here. I think that they're going to go, and I think they're going to come away with a victory.
You know, Jared, I'm going to go with Tyler here.
Oh, you're going to
I'm going to go with that strategy.
See, I didn't let Tyler go after you, so he had to actually pick one himself.
Well, here's the thing. Like, San Jose State's a pretty decent football team. They got a great quarterback there in Cordero. But Utah State, I feel like, is deeper. So I'm going to take the Aggies on the road.
You know, a couple weeks ago, the Aggies seemed to be finding a way to lose games rather than finding a way to win, but they have been playing a little bit better as of late. So I'll agree with you. We'll go 3 for 3. Go with the Aggies on the road. You know me, I typically go with the home teams a lot, but we'll go with the Aggies on the road, make it 3 for 3.
There we go. 3 guys that know what they're talking about, I guess.
Yeah. Well, my heart.
Our hearts.
My heart.
We can pretend to know what we're talking about.
We pretend a lot. I don't know if we always do, but, we try.
So a couple of other games, the local games are big games. Utah, USC in L.A. Ooh. I think it's in L.A.
Do we know? Yeah, it is in L.A. Do we know if Cam Rising is playing, or do we know?
I was just going to ask the same question.
Because he's been out pretty much the whole season. So.
Well, so here's what I'm going to say. There's actually a joke I've seen on the internet that I think is appropriate for this game. They've been making fun of, because Utah's offense this year, absolutely awful. I mean, abysmal. Even against Cal, they had a great game, but a lot of teams would have a good game against Cal.
But if you remember right, Jared, last week you said it was going to be anybody's ball game, and I said, quote, Utes by a million.
Okay. Now, on the other hand, USC's defense finds a way to let people score easily.
That is true.
So you've got an unmovable object about to be stopped by a very movable.
I thought it was the battle of movable object versus stoppable force.
Very stoppable force about to meet a very movable object. Who's going to be worse, the Utah offense or the USC defense? What makes it really interesting is the other side of the ball. It's their strengths. Mm-hmm. You got the returning Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback for USC versus Utah's defense, and the reason Utah's 5-1 is because their defense is phenomenal.
Oh, hands down.
Absolutely. Their defense has been carrying them in these games. They've looked phenomenal on the defensive side of things, and pretty much every event, really. I mean, holding your team to 20, holding the opposing team to 20 or less. I mean, that's always, that's nothing to just cough at, turn your nose at.
Especially where the offense wasn't moving the ball very well, and the defense is out there for a long time, and time again, they stand tall and they deliver.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Nate, I'll let you go first. Who are you going to pick, Utah or USC?
At first I was thinking USC, but, now that you bring up their defense being pretty subpar and Utah's defense being pretty good, I'm going to take the Utes. I do think this is a close game, as Caleb Williams, future Denver Broncos quarterback, of course. He's going to put on a show, I'm sure, for a few touchdowns. But I think the Utes will pull this one out just based on the strength of their defense alone. If Rising plays, I think they definitely pull it out. But I think I'll take the Utes with this one.
So I will say, there's one thing I really dislike about college is they're very, very, very secretive about injuries. And so we've talked about this every week. Is Cam Rising back? There's a very good chance he's out for the season, and we don't know it.
Yeah.
And because college teams and it is because sometimes their players are minors, and you got to protect I get it. But I much prefer the professional sports when they have to put them on the injured list. But I'll say the same thing. I'm not criticizing Utah because BYU's had a running back that's been gone the whole season, and it's always week to week. It's just week to week. They never say, and yet they're finally this week saying he might be back this week. So it's obviously been a serious injury, and Cam Rising must be the same way. It's obviously been a serious injury. We just don't know. With that said, I'm going to go with USC because they're at home. I'm not just going anti-Utah. No. I'm not just going anti-Utah. I am going to go with the home team.
And I think that's a fair pick. Like, this game is just a really tough one to pick. You got two pretty good football teams. I think it could go either way, so I think that's a fair pick. I don't even think you're being biased on that one.
I think it's going to be close, and so but I think at the end of the day, with Utah's defense, I think Utah's is gonna come out on top, not by a ton, but they're gonna come out on top. So my pick would be Utah.
Now, if I'm gonna look at the history of the Pac-12, the Pac-12 seems to find a way for the team that needs to win the most to lose. And right now I think the USC has the most to lose. So I wouldn't be surprised if Utah gets the win, because Utah's season, by virtue of their loss at Oregon State, their postseason hopes of Power 6, playoff, not going to happen. New Year 6, not going to happen anyway. So Utah winning would be typical Pac-12, but I still think I'm going to go with USC, because USC will have a chance to blow it later.
Absolutely. It's not an if, it's a when. I think it's an if or when, on both teams. I think Utah's having a bit of a down season, obviously. So, Pac-12 is just so hard to pick, unpredictable. So it could really go either way on that one.
Should be a fun game. I hope it's a fun game. Next, let's talk about BYU TCU. BYU coming off 2 bye weeks in a row.
Actually, they played TCU last week. Yeah.
You wouldn't know that. TCU didn't notice there was anybody else on the field.
They were playing that generic FCS West team from NCAA College Football 14.
Yeah, BYU absolutely laid an egg last week. It is homecoming for BYU tomorrow. Texas Tech is a 2-3 point favorite last time I saw the line. So basically, even Vegas thinks this is a toss-up game. They just have Texas Tech as a slight favorite. Some of the computers have BYU as the favorite. I don't know. You know what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick my Cougars. I think they can bounce back. I think where it is homecoming, there'll be a lot of emotion. This is a big game for both teams. I was looking at the rest of the season for both teams, and the loser of this game is going to have a hard time qualifying for a bowl. So this is a big, big game for both teams. This isn't one that they're going to come in and, it's going to be difficult to get to 6 wins for the team that doesn't win tomorrow. I got to pick my Cougars, so I'm going BYU.
Man, this is a tough pick, too, just simply because BYU this season has just been very unpredictable. Go out and beat Arkansas and then, get blown out by TCU, lose to Kansas. Just they're so back and forth. It's a hot or cold football team. And I feel the same way about TCU if you watch, Texas Tech. If you watch Texas Tech football, it's very up and down. So, like you said, very much a toss-up game. I'm going to go with the Cougars this week just simply because it doesn't make any sense to.
It doesn't make any sense for them to win, so they will?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't pick. Oh, all right. Well, everybody knows what I'm going to pick. So I'm going to pick Texas Tech. But I will say this, and I've been kind of ragging on BYU for quite a while here, and I will continue to do that. But it's homecoming. They're playing at home. BYU is a fun place to be a fan at because it's just so loud, it's crazy, and it's just a really good time. I think Texas Tech's going to have a problem there with that just because it is hard to play in Provo. But I'm never going to pick BYU. I'm going to go with what Vegas has, and I'm going to pick Texas Tech.
That's fully understandable. I just am hoping that I'm right with this one. It just doesn't, it makes no sense to pick either team. Could go either way. I'll just take the Cougars for once. I'm going to give Jared a bone here.
So this is what's hard for me to, as a BYU fan. There's always one game a season that they win that they shouldn't. They did that in Arkansas. They got, if you just look at the stats and take out the score, so you can't see scoring plays, they got absolutely beaten up and down the field at Arkansas, and yet they won the game. They always seem to do that. They always seem to lose a game that they should be competitive and/or win, and they did that against TCU. So this is going to be one of those games that could go either way. I agree. I'm going to be disappointed, obviously, because I'm a big fan if they lose, but at the same time, it wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they lost that game.
Yep, makes sense.
So, okay, let's go with one big national game because we're running out of time, so I'm going to go with one. We got to go Penn State, Ohio State. Probably biggest game tomorrow. There's other teams out there. Tennessee and Arkansas, Alabama's a big game. Let's just go with the Penn State, Ohio State in the Big House. Who do you got? No, the Horseshoe, sorry. Whoo, Big House in Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was really confused there for a second. That's
the Horseshoe,
weird.
in the Horseshoe.
Give me Ryan Day and the Buckeyes in this one. Ohio State looks pretty good this year. Solid football team. I think Penn State's great as well. 2 very well coached teams. Love what James Franklin's doing over there. But I'm gonna have to take Ohio State, and a really close game should be a treat to watch.
I'd agree. I'd pick Ohio State for a lot of the same reasons Nate did. These are 2 very disciplined teams, very good teams, and I think it's going to be a throwdown. But I am going to give the edge to Ohio State.
Yeah, it's a big game right now. Penn State, I think, is ranked higher. Am I right?
No, Penn State's 7 and Ohio State's 3.
Oh. Okay.
Does that change your?
No, it doesn't change. It doesn't change because I was going to go with Ohio State anyway because it's in the Horseshoe. When you're going into Ohio State, that stadium, 100,000 people in that stadium. It's just it's going to be difficult. They're both really good teams. I think they're the second and third best team in the Big Ten because I think Michigan's the best team still in the Big Ten. But they're definitely 2 top 10 teams in the country. Should be a fantastic game. But I'm going to go with the Buckeyes, even though that hurts me in my soul because I've always cheered against. There's 3 teams I've always cheered against. They all wear red: Oklahoma, Ohio State, and Utah. And so it hurts me to pick Ohio State, but I just think they're the they've got more tradition. They're at home. That's who I got to go with.
There's one team I cheer against that wears red, and that's Alabama. So even though we're not picking that game, go Vols.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Roll Tide. No, not my thing. I hate the Crimson Tide. Don't like Nick Saban. So I'm just throwing that out there. Go Tennessee.
We could pick that one real quick because they just put 10 more minutes back on the clock. They just added 10 minutes.
All right, yeah.
So we can pick that one. Hey, I agree with you. If Tennessee's going to go in Alabama and get a win, this year's going to be the year. BYU went in and beat Arkansas, and then Arkansas just barely squeaked out a loss last week against Alabama by 3 points in Tuscaloosa. I think Tennessee can pull this one off.
And I'm going to pick Tennessee too, and it's actually not even because of my deep and dark hatred for Bama. It actually comes down to the fact that Bama doesn't really have an offense this year. Their quarterback situation has really been tough. With quarterbacks recently, they've been blessed. Bryce Young, Mac Jones, Tua, Jalen Hurts even, you could go as far back to say. But right now, down at quarterback, I'm taking Tennessee.
I mean, they're playing in Alabama though. Does that
No,
change?
I knew it was in Tuscaloosa. I'm still going to go with Tennessee. I just think Tennessee wants it. It's going back to a couple years ago when BYU and Utah last played, and BYU got the win. I think Tennessee wants it more right now. They need it more. Arkansas is having a down year. Their season is pretty much, to them, a loss because they're not undefeated at this point. I think Tennessee wants it more. So even though it's in Alabama, I think this year Tennessee can go in and do it.
I'm just a little biased. I don't think. I would say that the home field advantage makes a difference. I'm just a little bit. I'm enough biased that it doesn't make a difference for me.
Well, so I'll be different in this. I'm going to choose Alabama.
You're going to take the home team?
I'm going to take the home team here. Yes, they're having an off year, down year. Yes, Tennessee might want it more. I think Alabama's home. I think they're going to come out, and I think they're going to win.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
And again, it's like I said about the BYU game. I will not be shocked if Alabama comes out, wins by 40, and just totally blows them out of the stadium.
Yeah, it
won't shock me, but I still think Tennessee can do it. If they're going to do it, they can do it this year. So that's why I went ahead and picked them. All right, so that's our college pick'em. We got 17 minutes plus on the clock before we get started. Like I said earlier, it is senior night, so they added some time to the clock to give the Aberdeen team some time to honor their seniors. JV game ended late, so we're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be back on the SVI Sports Network.
Wherever your outdoor adventure takes you, stop first at You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier. Phillips 66 helps you live to the full on your next off-road adventure, fishing trip, or the next time you go hunting, camping, or hiking. And at You Save, you'll find so much more than fuel. Fill up on all the snacks and drinks that you need for the entire trip. That's You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier, where it's your convenience, our pleasure.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
The countdown to kickoff is made possible by Rocky Mountain Yeti in Afton. Find your next legendary vehicle at RockyMountainYeti.group.
Back at Aberdeen High School, getting set for varsity football on a beautiful Friday night. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. And when we were getting set up, it was almost too hot up here in this booth. I had to go down and walk the sidelines a bit to cool off because it is a beautiful night here in Aberdeen. Great night for the final regular season football game, and this is a big one. We've babbled on about college football for long enough. Let's talk high school football because it doesn't get any bigger as far as consequences than this game tonight. We always talk about the reason. We'll explain the rankings and then we'll explain the consequences because they're all tied in together. So we always talk about Max Preps, who's favored, who's supposed to win in Max Preps, and right now they are 0.1 points separating these two teams. Aberdeen is better by 0.1 in Max Preps. So that means whoever wins this game will be ahead in max preps, no matter what. If Bear Lake even wins by 2 points, they'll move ahead of Aberdeen in max preps. And the reason that's big is because, as you know, the state tournament is seeded by the max preps rankings. And the first round game doesn't matter a whole lot. I do think I prefer one team over the other, which we'll talk about in a minute. But it's the second round that all of a sudden becomes a much bigger deal, because I think teams 1, 2, and 3 are much better than team 4, and I'd rather play 4 than 3 in that second round. And a win tonight could propel us into that situation where we're playing team 4 instead of team 2 or 3.
I mean, you don't want to call it a must-win, but it's kind of a must-win. I mean, this is a game that, you know, might not look as important on paper as it is. This is the most, I would say, the most evenly matched district opponent we have. Westside having a really good season, obviously, but you know, we play Malad. We had a pretty close game with them, but Aberdeen, a tough football team. You can never overlook them. They're going to come out here and play tough. This is going to be a good matchup here tonight, Jared.
Okay, the reason, let's just break down who plays who. So Declo, North Fremont, Westside, and Melba are 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they should be 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the end of the night. Westside is playing Malad. So if by some miracle Malad pulled that off, that would be big for a lot of reasons. They could, Malad, if one of the two teams here gets blown off the field, if this game is really lopsided and Malad pulls off that stunner and were to beat Westside, then Malad could jump ahead of the team that lost here if it's very lopsided. So that game does have consequences, but Westside's the district champion pretty much no matter what. North Fremont, even though they are by far the best team on paper in that league, if North Fremont loses tonight, North Fremont, Firth, and Ryrie would end up in a 3-way tie for the district championship, and they'd have to go to a Kansas City playoff. And the reason that's big is only 2 of those 3 teams are making it in. Ryrie's only chance pretty much is to win tonight against North Fremont and then force that Kansas City tiebreaker, because they're ranked so low and they're not going to move up drastically. The consequences for Bear Lake and Aberdeen, the winner of this game is at least 6th, could move up to the 5th place spot, and so that's the difference between Wendell, Firth, or Marcine are the 3 teams. We will host one of those 3 likely. Aberdeen will host the other one of those 3 likely, and then Nampa Christian will host the 3rd. Now the Nampa Christian game is interesting because they play Melba. And Melba, I think, has already wrapped up the district championship, but if Melba were to blow out Nampa Christian, Bear Lake would, or well, the winner of this game tonight, which we're hoping for Bear Lake, could possibly, if the 2 games are lopsided, could possibly jump Nampa Christian, and that would be big because of what happens in the second round. Because what's waiting in the second round, we got Declo, North Fremont, Westside, and Melba, and that's a 3-team race in my opinion. Declo, that's the order they're in right now, and if you're in that number 5 spot, you'll get Melba in the second round.
Yeah.
And Melba is a lot more beatable. They would only be a touchdown favorite over us, where Westside is a 2-touchdown favorite, North Fremont's a 2.5 touchdown favorite, and Declo's a 3 touchdown favorite. We want to play Melba in that second round. That's why this is such a big game.
Yep. And just kind of rolling off this, and maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit. We're going to talk about keys to the game in a second. But that being said, like, part of my key to the game, and I won't get too much into it, is like, I hope that Bear Lake, I know the coaches know this, but I hope the players know this is kind of a big game, right? If they want to progress into it, and we're kind of talking about, oh, hey, they're probably going to make it to the semifinals, this is the way for them to do it. So hopefully they come out here, they take this game serious, even though that they have a spot here in the playoffs. We know that, right?
And it's most likely at home.
Right,
we know that
most
already.
likely home. So hopefully they come out here, they don't overlook Aberdeen, they say, okay, we win this. It puts us in a better situation to win football later on.
Okay, that's a great transition, Tyler. Let's just jump to the keys to the game. So we kind of previewed what it means. It's a very important game. Bears would love to win because it makes the postseason a little bit easier. And so let's jump into the keys to the game. And you just kind of started us off, so finish us off with your key to the game.
Yeah, so it just comes out that I've been saying this over and over again, but Bear Lake needs to have heart in this, and they need to be in this game. They need to understand, like I just said earlier, the importance of this game, and they need to come out. And I'm going to kind of step on Jared's toes here for a second because we've already talked about the keys to the game. But they're going to have to come out and fight, and they're going to have to come out and make a statement early on, and hopefully pull ahead early on. But I won't. That's all I'm going to say because I'm really stepping on Jared's toes here.
No, that's fine. I'll just go right into mine because mine plays off that, and we did talk about this on the way up, so I don't blame you for kind of taking over, because they do relate. Our keys do relate. My key to the game tonight that I am going to go with is Bears need to jump out early and get a big lead early. And the reason I say that is because Aberdeen's offense is a power running game offense. They are not designed to come from behind. When it gets towards the end of the game, if they're down 2 or 3 touchdowns, it's hard for them to score in a hurry. They are a 3 yards in a cloud of dust offense. That's just who they are. That's who they've been. They win. I'm not criticizing it because they win that way, but the tough thing for them is when they get down, it's hard for them to come back. So my key to the game, playing off what you said, is I'm going to say Bears jump out early. I'd love to see them get, we said this on the way up, do the west side to Bear Lake, return the opening kick for a touchdown, put up a couple scores early, get up by 2 touchdowns, and then just hold on to it, protect the football, and it would go a long way to ensuring a Bear Lake win. Not saying that Aberdeen can't come back, but they struggle to come back because that's just not their style of play.
I mean, my key to the game is going to go right in basically with Jared. Usually I come into these as a defensive mind, think the defensive end of the ball's got to hold their own. Tonight I just say score early, score often, score a lot. Aberdeen's offense isn't set to score a bunch of points at one point in time. It's 6 minutes off the clock. It's ball control. They want to take the air out of the ball. They want to win the time of possession battle. They want to play North Fremont. They want to play North Fremont type of, or even West Side type of football, where it's slow, methodical, thought out. So if Bear Lake comes out, scores early, scores often, you play with confidence, come out. I think if you score more than 28 points in this game, 28 or more is the bar that you're going to have to clear. I know Aberdeen's offense can score up to 20. Anything over 20 for Bear Lake is a win to me. I think if you come out at least 4 touchdowns, then there's no way that Bear Lake won't win this game.
But to play devil's advocate here for a second, Bear Lake has shown time and time again they struggle with that butt sniffer type running game, right? That middle.
Wing T, I think it's officially called.
Wing T, my bad.
I call the butt sniffer too. I'm the same. I call it the same.
So hopefully the defense as well. I mean, we talked a lot about offense, but they need to prove themselves because they know what they're up against, and they really have struggled throughout the season. They've seen this type of offense, this will be the 4th time, right?
Well, I mean, you have to kind of think about it. I think the North Fremont game, the first game of the season, I think that should have been a closer football game than it was. I don't think it's fair to compare that game. You're comparing apples to oranges because it's early in the season. Bear Lake was a relatively young, inexperienced offensive team. We didn't see what Bear Lake had at full capacity. The West Side game, also not fair to compare because, let's be honest, none of Idaho is comparative to West Side for the most part. West Side runs that wing T offense better than most schools.
And they have a different style of athlete.
Absolutely. It's more of a short, stocky, kind of built to run you over. So I think your point is valid. You've got to be able to stop it. But I also think that Bear Lake has the physical tools on defense to be able to stop these guys. We've got big, strong, fast guys on our side of the ball. We can stop the wing T. I just think some teams execute it a little more, a little different than other teams. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I agree with what you say, but also, I mean, I think Bear Lake can stop this offense here tonight.
It's a toss-up game according to the computers. I'm always going to be the homer and going to pick the Bears, but I will say that this is a game that could go either way just because 2 totally different styles of play.
Yeah.
The Bears are going to, spread you out. They're going to run the ball over the field. They're going to throw the ball all over the field. You got incredible speed on the perimeter with obviously Flake and Crane, but Stonehouse can move up and down the field pretty quick. Caden Anderson has shown he can move. And then out of the backfield, Gonzalez is just lightning fast when he gets away. And we've seen what Pugmire can do. He had a great game at home against Malad and against Soda, so we got a power running back there. We got a lot of athletes. We're going to spread you out. You're going to make you keep guessing what we're going to do. We know what Aberdeen's going to do. You just got to be able to stop it, and that's easier said than done.
And I mean, I think one of the funnest things of this season so far, especially the regular season, is seeing this team grow and seeing this team progress. As we said from the first game, it was going to be a process. A lot of young, inexperienced guys like Rhett Lloyd, first-year quarterback, played wide receiver last year. A lot of guys just didn't have reps. And as you've seen throughout the season, the more reps this team gets, the better they're starting to perform. So on the offensive side of the ball, it's just been a treat to watch. So if they execute like they have in the last couple of weeks, I think there's nothing but success to be seen from that.
I would agree with you 100%. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, the beginning wasn't so fun, but it's been a lot of fun to watch these Bear Lake Bears grow. And they have a lot of weapons, and they are really starting to click together as a team, which is the time that you want to start clicking, right? We're rolling into playoffs here next week or next week, and so this is the time you really want to be firing on all your cylinders, and they're doing that. So hopefully they can come out, they can stick it to Aberdeen and come away with a win.
Okay. Other big games going on in the area. We kind of mentioned some of these and the consequences, but we'll just mention them quick. Wendell, Declo, that's a conference game, conference championship, because there's just the two teams in that conference in football. Declo is heavy favorite there. If I look down here at my max preps, Declo is a 26-point favorite there. Both of them are headed to the playoffs. Wendell is going to be on the road most likely, either at Bear Lake or Aberdeen, unless they can pull off the upset.
I mean, one of my more surprising things I've seen this season, I mean, Declo just having a phenomenal season out of nowhere, coming out, beating Westside. I think they're the front runner in this playoffs this year.
Without a doubt.
Declo is just out of nowhere. Wouldn't have expected them at the start of the season. Just a phenomenal football team, and they've put on a show this season.
Other game of consequence for us, there's two more. Westside, Malad. Obviously, Westside the favorite there. They're at Malad. Westside a 25-point favorite in that game. You got to think Westside's going to take care of business. That would be, but for Malad, this is their season. This is their state play-in game. If Malad pulls off that win, they've got a legitimate chance in the playoffs. If they don't win, they're out, no matter what. So Malad's going to come out with a lot of heart. I still think Westside's got it in the bag.
Yeah, I would agree. Westside plays very clean football, very good football. It would be cool to see the upset, obviously, but I would agree. I think Malad's going to come away there.
And then the last one of consequence for us is Melba and Nampa Christian. The reason that one's so big is because for Bear Lake, we'd love to see, or Aberdeen, the winner of this game would love to see that game be a blowout, because that would give the winner of this game a chance to potentially in the rankings jump ahead of Nampa Christian, and that's a difference between hosting Wendell or Firth and hosting Marsing, and that's consequential in the standings. Marsing definitely not the quality of team that Wendell is, and not even quite as good as Firth is. So I think whoever wins this game tonight, Aberdeen or Bear Lake, would love for Nampa Christian just to get blown off the field by Melba. I don't see it happening. Melba is the favorite, but only by 5 points. And that game is in Nampa Christian, so who knows?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of hoping for a matchup against Marsing. I'm a bit of a Shea McClellan fanboy, if you will. If you're out there, what's up, dog? Big fan. Boise State legend, obviously. Super Bowl champion. Just would be cool to have him, be able to host him, bring Marsing down, and just would be a fun game all around.
I don't blame you there. Okay, let's talk volleyball, because big things happening in volleyball. So district championship happened last night, and the Bear Lake Bears and Malad Dragons, final two. They're both ranked top 10 in the state, and a lot of people that have watched a lot of volleyball this year think maybe the two best teams in the state. And it came down to 4 sets. Malad did win it in 4. They are the number 1 ranked team in the state of Idaho. Well, it depends. There's 2 ways to look at max preps, with this in-season tournaments and without the in-season tournaments. With the in-season tournaments, Malad ranked number 1 in the state. Without the mid-season tournaments, they're ranked number 2. Bear Lake is, I think, ranked 7th or 8th. If Bear Lake qualifies for the state tournament, which we'll talk about that in just a second, Bear Lake would go in as the number 6. Malad would actually go in as the number 2 seed. They are going into state, and they are going in as the number 2 because that's their final max preps ranking. So Bear Lake is going to play Salmon tomorrow, 1 o'clock in Pocatello High School for the chance to qualify for the state tournament. So depends on the max preps you look at. If you take the in-season tournaments out of the rankings, Salmon is a slight favorite over Bear Lake tomorrow. But if you go with the max preps rankings that count all those tournaments, Bear Lake is a slight favorite over Salmon. From the film I've seen and talking to people, I do think Bear Lake is the favorite in the game tomorrow, and I think Bear Lake wins it in 3, maybe 4 sets and qualifies for state. Obviously, I'm wearing my Bear Lake goggles, but that's kind of what I expect to see. But it should be fantastic volleyball. Bear Lake's playing at a very high level. Last night was extremely competitive. They lost in 4 sets, but one of those sets ended 27-25, and the other 2 sets ended 25-21, 25-22. The set they won 25-22. All 4 sets, extremely competitive, great volleyball. If you want to see some fantastic volleyball, be at Pocatello High School tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So the other thing to talk about really quickly is cross country district championships happened yesterday in Pocatello, and Bear Lake had one runner qualify individually for the state meet, and that is held next week in Pocatello, and that's Jocelyn Bassett. Top 10 runners qualify as individuals, and then you can qualify as a team. Our district is so deep this year. In boys and girls, probably the top 2 teams in the state in both boys and girls are both in our district in cross country. It's just phenomenally competitive. Malad and Soda Springs are just phenomenal. So we didn't qualify as a team, but we did get Jocelyn Bassett there as an individual. So congratulations to Jocelyn. Good luck to her running individually in the state cross country meet. That meet happens 1 week from tomorrow. She'll run at 10 a.m. at Portneuf Wellness Center there in downtown Pocatello. It's kind of by the up near Highland High School by the Bannock County Fairgrounds, if you know where that is, as you head up towards the Temple, that area of the town. So good luck to Jocelyn, and good luck to the volleyball team. And if the volleyball team qualifies for state, they'll head up to Rathdrum. If you don't know where that is, neither does anybody else. It's
north.
It's in Idaho. It's in Idaho.
It's in the state of Idaho, and it's north. I know that.
It's just southwest of Coeur d'Alene. So Post Falls is right on the Idaho-Washington border, and Rathdrum is just a little bit outside of Post Falls, and kind of Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene, and Rathdrum are all right there together, and that's so.
He's been doing his research.
I had
as
to.
The athletic director. He's got to know where his potential free vacation could be.
It's about the hotel rooms. They're actually staying in Post Falls if they qualify. So anyway, that's why I know where they're at. But that should be a fantastic tournament. That Bear Lake would go on as a 6th seed and play likely Kellogg in the first round if they go ahead and qualify for the state tournament. So that could be a lot of fun. And just a heads up, if Bear Lake qualifies tomorrow for the state tournament, Lisa and I are actually going to bring you that state tournament live on SVI. It'll be audio only, but Lisa and I will be bringing that state tournament. So that's the good news. The bad news is,
unfortunately, Nate and Tyler weren't invited. So that's the bad news.
No.
It means that we're going to have to broadcast the football game.
That's where I was going to go.
It means that you're going to have to listen to the JV broadcasting team, because Jared and Lisa are going to be busy in other places.
Yeah, but
so be kind.
We will
understand our abilities and our lack of them sometimes.
We all have our roles to fill, and we're going to be pushed out of them. So be kind.
I think you guys will do a fantastic job. I wouldn't leave you home to do it on your own if I didn't have faith in you. But we're going to. So Lisa and I will bring you the volleyball games as long as they don't conflict with football. Audio only, and then of course you guys will be home in Bear Lake, bringing you the first round of the state playoffs, which Bear Lake will host, and who they host all depends on what happens here tonight. And right now, if you're joining in saying, hey, it should be midway through the first quarter, what's going on? The score is 0-0 because we're doing senior night. The JV game went long. Aberdeen's taken this opportunity to honor their seniors, always one of the favorite things for a lot of kids. They look forward they got a love-hate relationship with this night. I know as a coach, I've always had a love-hate relationship with this night. It's a fun time to honor your athletes and congratulate them on what they've done, and they deserve to be honored. but it's bittersweet because when you're saying goodbye to those kids that you've coached for 4 years, you love, and especially when they're your stars, it's hard to say goodbye. But that's what's going on right now. Is Aberdeen is honoring their seniors. I'm just going to give them a shout out real quick. Number 19 down there is Hyatt Beck. That can't be. He's listed as a junior on the roster. But he is number 19. Gage Driscoll is out there. He's number 1. Number 44 being honored. And he's not on the roster. Number 7 is Nick Madell. And then number 23 out there is Brock Clausen. Number 2 just got introduced. That's Wesley Nelson. And number 55, Ross Ingersoll. And then number 70 is Daniel Potts. And I think I've missed one. No, I've missed 2. 58. Is that 56 or 58? 58. Cooper Hollinger, and then 59, Jackson Kendall are the other ones that I missed as they came out. And they got their flowers. They're holding up flowers, gifts from their parents, footballs from their team, and I couldn't read their numbers, but that's who's been honored. Congratulations to all of those guys. Their senior season coming into an end tonight. They'll have one more home game as well. These two teams guaranteed to host next week. It would take a disaster for one of the two teams not to host a game next week, and I just don't see it happening. This game is going to be too close for that to happen. So these two teams both have one more football game to play. They have one more home football game to play, and that will be next week. But tonight's the end of the regular season as the Bear Lake Bears set to take on the Aberdeen Tigers. The Tigers are dressed in orange pants, black jersey with orange numerals, and they got the tiger striped, kind of like the Cincinnati Bengals helmets. They're black with the orange tiger stripes. I always love their uniforms. They're good-looking uniforms.
Clean.
And then the Bear Lake Bears, very clean tonight, in all white. White pants. White. I think this is the first time we've been in all white this year. They've had the white pants at home, but this is the first time I think I remember them on the road. White pants, white uniforms with the silver and blue, and then silver helmets for the Bear Lake Bears.
Brand new and improved silver helmets also. Brand new this year.
Yeah, too many of, I know how much they cost.
Yeah, they are shiny, and they're shiny for a reason.
They are. They had 25 of the helmets rejected when they had them refurbished for safety reasons, and so they are pretty much brand new helmets. Anyway, they're done honoring the seniors. Bear Lake Bears taking their final warm-ups. We'll take another 60-second break here on the Insert Here sponsorship. Here's pregame show, and we'll come back with the national anthem and the opening kickoff here on the SVI Sports Network.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us, on roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on SVI Media is made possible by Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll. Here to help. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Lenhard Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And you save Phillips 66. Live life to the full.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? It's a quick drive. It's gorgeous, and I get what I want.
I take my Caribou Ford to the Oregon Trail golf course.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? I can check out inventory online before I go. Now that's service.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? Satisfaction.
We're Caribou Ford with top awards in the region for customer satisfaction, because we're still keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Live coverage of Bears football continues now on the SVI Sports Network.
We're ready for some football on a Friday night from Aberdeen as the Bear Lake Bears set to take on the Aberdeen Tigers in the final regular season game for both teams. Bear Lake Bears coming on the road to finish the season. And as this game has got closer and closer, so have the Max Preps rankings. And we talk about it all the time. Who's the favorite tonight? Well, according to Max Preps, it's a pick 'em. 0.1 points separate these two teams. You maybe give Aberdeen a 3-point edge because you always do that for the home team, and so you can say Aberdeen's a 3-point favorite tonight just because they're at home. Other than that, this game is pretty much a toss-up.
0.1's pretty close, Jared. I actually think that's the closest you can be out of all the closeness probably in Max Preps. Like that is close.
Well, how many decimal points do they go out over?
Yeah,
there?
that's
so
what
they
I'm
go out
kinda,
2.
So it's not as far as it, but it's pretty close.
It's pretty close as you can get.
That's crazy.
That's literally. Maybe a 2-point conversion that Bear Lake failed at one point in the season would have put them. I mean, it's that close.
It'll be a good game for sure.
If there were Vegas odds on that, the 0.1 spread probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, they probably
be in favor of Vegas there.
Yeah,
somebody's gonna win money.
So there you go, Bear Lake Bears, Aberdeen Tigers, and it is a gorgeous Friday night. You could not ask for better football weather for late October, and we're ready for some football. As they're introducing the Aberdeen Tigers, they're going to run out on the field with their team flags. I like their pregame.
This is sweet.
I like it.
Can we adopt this? This is cool.
Yeah, because nobody know we stole it because we don't have to play in this league next year.
Hey, there you go.
Running out to enter Sandman. I mean, that's how you do it right there.
Yeah, they got the team flags. They had the cheerleaders and some of the younger kids and the student body making a tunnel for them and broke through the paper. Now they're huddling at midfield. I do admit, it's kind of impressive. They take their football seriously in here in Aberdeen.
Okay, Mr. AD. You got your work cut out for you next year.
And now they're out there doing as you can see for those of you watching, they're doing a little pregame warm-up at midfield with the team flag. And we're getting ready for some football. And lots of big games, as I said. We're also paying attention to the Napa Christian game. We're paying attention to Malad and Westside because if Malad pulled off the miracle upset, that would be interesting, to say the least. And then if North Fremont takes care of business, then everything kind of goes we expect it to tonight. This game is the one that everybody's kind of watching because nobody knows what to expect as far as who's going to win, who's going to lose. But we're going to find out. And they're going to bring the captains out because of senior night. They have not done the coin toss yet, so we'll be able to introduce you to the captains and watch the coin toss as it happens. The captains for Westside, Juan Hernandez, number 28, number 7, Nick Medell, number 2, Wesley Nelson, and number 53, Daniel Sandoval are your captains for the Aberdeen Tigers, for the Bear Lake Bears. Obviously, number 1, Rhett Lloyd, number 30, I can't see who's out there for sure, but I think it's number 34, which is Bryson Crane, number 8, Toby Flake, and number 58, which is Hoyt Johnson. are your Bear Lake Bears out at midfield for the coin toss. And that decides who's going to go which direction, who gets the ball first. What do you think tonight? If you win the toss, what do you do?
I mean, I'm very much a traditionalist, so I'll always defer to the second half. I just think it's a great power play, especially if you get the ball with 2 to 3 minutes left in the half. You can always go out there, score quick, and then get the ball back again. I defer 9 times out of 10.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, I was gonna say this before I even asked, but I disagree. In this game, because of my key to the game, you got to score early. You don't want them to go out and get the ball first and maybe go score a long drive touchdown, 4 minutes left in the quarter before you get the ball, and you're down. I think you take the ball. But it's not going to matter because the Tigers won, Tigers deferred, Bears will get the ball to start.
Yeah, so you were right in a way.
Well, we were kind of
skirted around it, but you're right. I'll give it to you.
But to play devil's advocate, we were also both kind of wrong in a way. Aberdeen won the toss, therefore none of us can be right.
So we were right in that we were both right in that you guys got what you wanted. You would defer, which is what Aberdeen did. I got what I wanted. Bear Lake with the football.
Hey, you're right. Maybe that's the best way it could have went there, Jared. I don't know.
So we're finally ready for some football here on. We're almost half an hour late for kickoff.
Yeah, we're gonna have an interesting broadcast here. It's getting past our bedtime up here. It's gonna be a late one.
And we're kind of crammed in this little booth. We got the 2 cameramen standing in front of us. The coach is over in the corner, and we're kind of doing our best to see.
Yeah. Well, you could come up here right next to the edge, Jared. You could look down and be just fine.
I would, and it's not about the height. There's a huge beam right there. I'd have a fantastic view. So the back of Ray's head is a better view than the beam. So here we go, set to kick off for Aberdeen. Can't catch a number as he's bending down, putting the football on the tee. I think it's number 7.
You'd be correct.
And that is Nick Medell, one of the seniors. He will kick back deep for Bear Lake. Bryson Crane and Levi Stonehouse standing at the 10-yard line. Here's Medell. Gets a good foot into a high kick, angling. It's taken by Bryson to the 5. He's to the 10. Cuts it up 15. And it's going to be brought down right at the 20. So just like a touchback, start with the ball at the 20-yard line. Great kick.
I was going to say, I don't think I've seen a kick like that except for, Toby Flake can do that, but that was a beautiful kick right in the corner.
Yeah, directional.
Beautiful.
Obviously was going to stay in bounds and possibly not go into the end zone, so he had to return it. That's what you want. If you don't get a touchback, that's just as good right there.
Oh, yeah.
So Bears start out with the ball first and 10 to their own 20-yard line. And as they come to the line, it will be Gonzalez, the running back. 3 wide receivers to the near side with Anderson, Flake, and Stonehouse. Crane all alone on the far side of the field. Back to pass on first down, going deep for Crane, and incomplete. It was there, but well defended.
It was there, but it was tight. There was some tight coverage there. That was some good defense. Good throw, and good play on the ball, but there was just some good, clean defense there.
So Wesley Nelson, the senior, breaks it up. Crane went up high pointed the ball, but Nelson was right with him, was able to knock it away. Crane was not unable to come down to it. Second down and 10. This time, 2 wide receivers to either side. Running back is Thornton. Number 3 takes the handoff. He'll gain 2 over the right side. So first play of the game is an incomplete pass, and Thornton kind of been gimpy the last couple weeks on that sprained ankle, and he limps going off the field right there. But he did have a good run, picked up a couple of yards, brings up 3rd down and 7.
Definitely something to watch as the night goes on to see how many touches he gets.
Yeah, Pugmire, it would be the third back. We featured mostly early in the season Thornton and Gonzalez, and then Pugmire came in once Thornton went down, but we'll see how that continues. Here's the snap. It's an option play. Pitch to Gonzalez, and he has got the first down and more. Picks up about 12 yards on the play. He needed 7. He got 12. So the Bears will move the chains out across the 30 to the 33.
That was a good run and a good hit right there at the end to pick up that extra half yard. He's quick. You get him on the edge and you get him in open space, he's going to be hard to bring down.
I missed the number, but there was a great block on the edge. The far side receiver just took his guy out of the play, and once Gonzalez got the corner, picked up the first down at the 33. So 10-yard gain officially. 3 wide receivers to the near side now, 1 to the far side. The give is his quarterback keeper. He faked it to Pugmire, and now jumping over people and gaining positive yards, being pushed way back now, but they'll give him 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry.
I mean, you can't complain about that. I mean, it was a blown-up play to begin with, and Lloyd's good at that, right? He can move, he can break people's ankles. He was jumping over bodies there, turned nothing into something.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a design quarterback keeper or if he went to turn around and hand the ball to somebody, nobody was there, but he's able to, like you said, positive yards. We'll take 4 yards on first down every time.
Oh, yeah.
2nd down and 6. And 3 wide receivers to the near side again. Crane, Flake, and Anderson all to this near side. Stonehouse all alone on the far side. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Looking for Flake. He had him.
Oh.
He just overthrew him. Got a little excited. Toby ran open in the middle of that zone. And he had him, but it was just too high.
That's one he's going to want back because he was wide open. And, I mean, you give it to Flake like that in the middle of the field. He makes that. I mean, there's a couple guys around him, but he's going to pick up more yards and maybe even a touchdown there if he can make that one guy miss with his speed. Oh, you want that one back for sure.
Yeah. And that was one that we see that was the same play design that we see quite often turn into a wide receiver screen. That time they faked the screen. Anderson stayed in like they were going to throw it to him, and instead he went deep to Flake, and he was there, but it falls incomplete. So we got 3rd down and 6, nearing midfield. Back to pass is Lloyd. Now he's running. Gets out of one tackle. He's not going to get out of the next one. Big sack. Back inside the 30 to the 29. Loss of 8 on the play. That brings up 4th down and 13.
Hey, he kind of rolled out of the pocket there, and he was wrapped up before. I mean, he tried to get out of it, but he was wrapped up before he knew it. Defense downfield, very well covered, nowhere he could go with the ball. That was just some good Aberdeen defense there. I mean, the Bears just kind of fell short.
4th down. So 4th down, that forces a punt. So the Bears looking to come out quick on their first possession, fall short, pick up just 1. Phillips 66 USAVE first down, and now Toby Flake will get this one away from about his own 20-yard line. Gets a good kick into high, end over end, and Aberdeen's going to let it bounce, and it's going to take a bare leg bounce. Great punt. Down inside the 25 to the 23. That's the way you flip the field. Levi Stonehouse goes down there and downs it, but a great punt by Toby Flake. Flipping the field there.
I mean, listen, kids, you want to make good money and play football. Kicking's where it's at because plays like that make or break football games right there.
So that's a 10, 20, 30, 40, 52-yard change of difference from where we had the ball, the line of scrimmage, to where they have the ball, 52 yards. That's fantastic. That's a big difference in a game like this.
I mean, 2A Idaho, a 35-yard punt's a pretty good punt. 52 is impressive. Great punt there by Flake to flip the field, put Aberdeen in a bit tougher of a spot.
So first play is a run play up the middle. It's going to gain, he's going to bowl forward, clear to the 30. Gain of almost 7. The quarterback was Lupe Ortiz. And did you catch the number on that running back?
I did not.
Juan Hernandez on the carry.
Juan Hernandez. Listen to the overhead announcer. That usually helps.
There you go.
Hernandez is number 28. I couldn't tell if it was 28 or 23. 28, Juan Hernandez. So Ortiz back at quarterback in. Everybody in tight. There's no wide receivers in the formation. It's a handoff up the middle. He's dancing, but doesn't dance away that time. And the carry is number 19. That's Hyatt Beck.
Handoff up the middle.
And he'll pick up a yard.
They're going to give him, very close. They're going to call it first down. First down carry. That was a forward progress because he definitely got shoved back. But about where Crane joined the pile, there were several others in on the tackle and pushed him back. So that's where they mark him. And this is of all the teams that have run this offense we faced this year, these guys don't even pretend to put a wide receiver in formation. Everybody's just in tight on every play. All 11 men in the box. Man in motion this time. It is a quarterback keeper. He's just going to go straight ahead and nothing there. Maybe they give him about 1.5 yards. They'll mark him right at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. They don't even pretend like they're going to throw the ball. But be careful. Those tight ends can be very dangerous, and you get sucked in too much. Just that quick little 5-and-out play, and it can go for big yardage.
I'm trying to remember the team we played a couple weeks ago that always lined a wide receiver up, and we made the comment, Flake, you got to stay home because they might throw it to him. These guys, the only eligible receivers they have are the running backs out of the backfield and the tight ends because they keep all 11 guys right there. In fact, 9 of the 11 go into a 3-point stance, just the quarterback and the running back not in a 3-point stance. There's the give. Forced right up the middle. That was a good play by the linebacker that came up and forced that play to the middle. I think that was 18. That was the linebacker, Caleb Wiscombe, that forced him inside, and short gain just 1, and that was again Juan Hernandez on the carry. And it's going to be 3rd down now and 7. And I don't think you're in 4-down territory yet inside your own 40-yard line. Unless they pick up about 6 yards, this could be a punt by the Tigers. Here's the snap. Ortiz is going to give it. It's going to be short. Right to the 40, about 3 yards short. That one went to Hyatt Beck. Hyatt Beck out to the 40. Went off the right side that time. 4th and a long 3. Almost call it 4.
Yeah, it looks like the punt unit's coming out right now.
So Nick Medell will do the kicking duty. So Medell and Flake, the battle of the kickers so far. And we'll see. So Crane and Stonehouse back deep, waiting about their own 25, 30-yard line. And here's the snap. Kick is up, almost blocked. That was Dawson Smith. Stonehouse will receive. Bounces off his helmet. Who's got it?
I think that's Aberdeen football.
They haven't indicated yet. It went off of Stonehouse's helmet, went 20 yards in the air. He was back at the 20-yard line. That landed at the 35, 15 yards in the air. Aberdeen falls on it. Wow, what a change.
One of the craziest bounces I think I've ever seen. That hit him square in the face mask and just took off forward. Gained 15 yards, but
if he misses that with his helmet and it hits him in the shoulder pads, he probably recovers easy because there was nobody even around. But by the time it bounces 15 yards straight in the air, Aberdeen was there.
Oh, yeah.
Crane almost had a chance to get it, but it was definitely 2 or 3 Aberdeen Tigers and just Bryson, the only one down there. Wow, what a flip.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, huh?
So here we go. Ortiz, the quarterback, sends his man in motion. He's just going to keep it, go up the middle, and he's not going to go very far up the middle. They're going to maybe give him a yard as he spins forward, and just a 1-yard gain.
What a tackle there by 58. I mean, that quarterback came out, hit him. He started to drive his feet, and the tackle like, nope, and just shucked him to the ground.
Yeah, that's Hoyt Johnson, number 58, making a great tackle right there, wrestling him to the ground. 2nd down and a long 9. And I don't have a Bear Lake roster in front of me. We didn't pick one up, so if I get a name wrong to grandmas at home, I'm sorry. Most of these kids I know by this point in the year, but there's a couple of them out there. I apologize if I get them wrong. 2nd down and 9. Ortiz with the give. And Wiscombe again doing a great job. Wiscombe is the outside linebacker, and he comes up and he forces that play inside. And Hyatt Beck is forced to go right into the heart of the Bear Lake defense, and nothing there. Maybe gained a yard. And even though Wiscombe's nowhere near that play when it ends, you got to give him credit because that play is designed to come to the outside. He's making that outside. He's contained.
He's creating an edge, right? He's saying, nope, this is where you can either hit me or you can go in, and he's forcing him in every single time.
And then you get inside, you got Kason Warner as the defensive end on that side. You got Hoyt Johnson playing tackle on that side, and they've just been cleaning up. So great defense so far. 3rd and 8 after that turnover. 4-down territory for sure at this point. Ortiz sends his man in motion, and he fakes the handoff, and he's going to keep it. He's making men miss. He's into the second level, down to the 22-yard line. First contact was at the line of scrimmage for no gain. He made a couple guys miss. That was his feet there. Yeah. Following the blockers a little bit, but mostly his feet. The Bears were there, just couldn't bring him down.
Kind of looked familiar. Lloyd.
Yeah.
He looked very, very similar out there.
The only difference is he gained a lot more yards than Lloyd did on his, but it did look similar, just kind of picking their way through, jumping over people, making people miss. And first and 10, now the 22-yard line after that big quarterback keeper by Ortiz. Okay, he's got Beck in the backfield with him. Here's the snap. Give is to Beck. He'll go up the middle, tries to bounce it outside, and he's going to get down to about the 14-yard line, so big pickup, gets 8. If he'd have been able to bounce that outside, he might have scored there.
You know, I couldn't see who it was. There was just a big pile there. So it looked like someone kind of grabbed his shoe there just a little bit, so he wasn't quite able to make that cut to the outside. Probably saved a big play. Whoever that was, good job out there.
It was still a good gain for them, 8-yard gain, but it could have been a touchdown if he's able to bounce that out. And instead, forced him inside, made the tackle. And again, sorry, it's hard to spot some of these numbers on defense. And so second down and 2, ball just inside the 15-yard line. The Tigers going from right to left as we see it, and you hear it if you're just listening on the radio. And this time, Hernandez, the running back, Ortiz, the quarterback. Here's the snap. Give us to Hernandez. Nope, quarterback keeper goes right up the middle, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Aberdeen. No, they're going to mark him at the 1.
Well, there's some confusion.
So the play ended in the end zone, and they're going to say he's just short. It'll be first and goal at the 1-yard line.
That was a little good misdirection there. I thought I was going to bounce up to the outside. He pulled that thing right down there and just parted the seas there, followed the blocker all the way up there, made a guy miss, and then dragged a guy almost to the end zone, but his knee must have touched right before.
So it is first down and goal, ball at the 1. And this time the running back is Adam Valdez. He's yet to touch the ball as a running back. He's been a decoy each time so far. Ortiz in shotgun. Here's the snap. This time he gives it to Valdez, and Valdez is going to go into the end zone easily. Touchdown, Aberdeen. So that turnover turns out huge. Instead of the Bears having the ball back, Aberdeen is able to do exactly what we said during the pregame, drain a lot of time off the clock. Bears basically went 5 downs and out. Yeah. They picked up 1 first down, but then punted pretty quick. Aberdeen has had the ball the rest of the quarter, about 9 minutes of football, and scores because of the turnover. Aberdeen did punt, but it went right back over on the muff, and it is Aberdeen football. They'll go for 2. Ortiz has Hernandez as the running back. In shotgun, sends Hernandez in motion, and he's just going to follow Hernandez at the middle into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. Your score is 8-0 in favor of the Tigers. We'll take a 30-second break. Come back with the kickoff right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. From the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital.
Here's Jared and Lisa and the SVI Sports crew with more live coverage of Bears football.
8-0 on your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard in favor of the Aberdeen Tigers. The turnover on the muff punt turned into points by Aberdeen. Bears forced the punt, but then fumble it right back. And 35 yards later, the Aberdeen Tigers go up by a touchdown and 2-point conversion, 8-0.
And, it's something to be said about momentum, right? Because the Bears had the Tigers stopped, right? And
forced a 3 and out.
And then all of a sudden you have that turnover, and Aberdeen just gets this little bit of a win, and they score off of it. They make good off of it.
All right, so Mendel back to punt once again for the Tigers. I'm back to kick off, I should say. His last one was good. It forced Crane back to his own 5. Let's see what he does this time. And this time he'll squib it. Crane is going to pick it up at about the 12-yard line. He's out to the 25, 30, and 34, 35-yard line. Let's see where the mark it right at the 35. So a better return this time for Bears. They forced him to the 20. This one was up the middle and a squib instead of a directional high kick. So more time to make the return.
And just a good kick. You know, it didn't go as deep, but I mean, he did exactly what he was supposed to do on that kick. Kind of maybe a little bit of battle of the kickers. I'm kind of excited to watch this because this guy's pretty good.
So we got Crane and Anderson and Flake all coming to the near side. Stonehouse all along on the far side. Running back is Martine, and it's an option. And Lloyd's going to pitch it. And Gonzalez down the sideline. He's at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. He's tackled at the 20. Martine Gonzalez. Wow, what a burst of speed.
I think he just went 40 yards in about 4.2 seconds. I mean, he took it to 0 to 60 in about 5 yards. What a run.
Yeah, there were about 6 Aberdeen Tigers that had an angle, and he just outran them all.
Yeah, that was quick. I'd like to see Nate run that fast.
Yeah, you're never going to see that.
Will you show me that, Nate?
I run like an 8-second 40.
They marked him out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So still pickup of 43 yards on first down from Gonzalez. Bears nearing the blue zone. This time back to pass, rolling. There's a flag.
Holding.
Flake's going to go clear down to the 5-yard line, but there's a flag back at the 25. It'll be first down and 20 as they call it hold.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's what it was. Yeah, that tackle just kind of extended his arms just a little bit there. And yeah, you're going to get called every time on that, especially when you're right in front of the ref there.
So a nice play would have resulted in a first and goal from the 5, about an 18 to 20-yard pickup, but instead it is going to be first down and 20. 59 seconds is all left in this first quarter. Bears just with their second actual possession, because you don't count the punt return that they muffed as an actual possession. So the second possession of the game for the Bears, and they've got it first down and 20 from their own 32-yard. From the Aberdeen 32. 3 wide receivers on the short side, the far side, all bunched up together. Lloyd's looking that way. Now he's going to just run it up the middle and making some guys tackle. And then there is a flag down, and that flag is right in the area of the tackle. I don't know. It might be targeting. That's what one of the guys up here in the Aberdeen guys thinks it might be. We'll see. Personal foul, face mask. So personal foul either way, and that's a big penalty, because instead of being second down and about 15 yards to go, that is going to make it second down, because first down, repeat the down, and doesn't move so first down and what, 7? Kind of hard angle to see exactly. Closer to 4.
No, it was 4.
First down and 4. So from first and 20 to first and 4 because of the penalty. So here's Lloyd. Give us to Gonzalez. He's just going to follow his blockers and not get much. They're going to give him maybe 1 or 2 yards. It's going to be second down and short. Martine that time contained. He wasn't able to get the edge.
You're going to give him I'm looking at the down marker over there. They're going to maybe a half a yard on that one, Jared.
Yeah, right at the 15. They've got to get to the 12, so second down and 3, so only give him a yard. So Gonzalez just followed his blocker up the middle that time. Not much there. This time the running back is Thornton. And this time the Bears wide receivers are in tight. As your first quarter comes to an end, your score after 1, Aberdeen 8, Bear Lake 0. But Bear Lake in the blue zone when we come back with the second quarter on the SVI Sports Network.
I've always said this about title companies. We all do the same exact thing. But it's the people that make the difference.
This new brand is going to represent who we are.
Honesty, integrity, loyalty, kindness, hard work, thoroughness. Nobody would buy anything without knowing they're getting it free and clear of somebody else's debt or problems. And that's the whole purpose of a title search, is to make sure that we can ensure clear title.
And it was critical that we have a brand that really describes that.
The team at the Montpelier office of Flying S Title and Escrow are ready to assist you with your next real estate transaction and are proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. Visit Flying S Title and Escrow at 469 Washington Street or call 208-847-1300. Also available at fste.com.
You're watching Bear Lake football on the SVI Sports Network.
2nd down and 3 at the Aberdeen 15-yard line for the Bear Lake Bears as we come back to second quarter action. They flip-flopped ends of the field, and now it's down where we got a crowd of people for me to try to see.
You got this, Joe. Just look at the camera, man. Ray's doing a great job.
He is. 2nd down and 3. Bears have 3 wide receivers to the far side. Give is to Thornton. He's going to just go up the middle for maybe a yard. Let's see. They might give him 2. There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage on the far side. I didn't see, and I haven't seen a signal yet. I'm not sure. Oh, holding. That's an interesting spot for holding, away from the play on the far side of the field.
That was out there a ways.
So 10 yards from the spot, we'll move the ball back to the 24. The 24-yard line. So now 2nd down. This has been an interesting. We had 1st and 10, 1st and 20, 1st and 4, 2nd and 3, and now 2nd and 12 because of all 3 of those because of penalties on this possession. Pugmire in running back for the first time. Timeout on the field. Coach Messerly didn't like something he saw, so he's going to call timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
Wherever your outdoor adventure takes you, stop first at You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier. Phillips 66 helps you live to the full on your next off-road adventure, fishing trip, or the next time you go hunting, camping, or hiking. And at You Save, you'll find so much more than fuel. Fill up on all the snacks and drinks that you need for the entire trip. That's You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier, where it's your convenience, our pleasure.
It's the SVI Sports Network with Karen and Lisa and live coverage of Bear Lake football.
It's 8-0 as we are in the second quarter. Early timeout in the quarter taken by Bear Lake after just one play. Coach Messerly didn't like something he saw as he's getting ready for his team facing a 2nd down and 12 yards to go. They've got to get down to the about the 12, 13-yard line. They're out of the 24-yard line. So same formation, but Crane is the lone wide receiver. Lloyd looking, plenty of time. Still has plenty of time. Now he's stepped up, he's flushed, and he's going to run to go out of bounds at the 20. He'll pick up 4.
There's a flag down on the almost on the goal line there.
So that's in the secondary in the area of holding.
He had all day to throw that football. There's some good defense downfield.
They dropped 8 into coverage. They only rushed 3. Holding on the defense.
3rd and 12.
So you go from the previous spot. Well, depends. So they're going to go 10 yards from the end of the play. So the ball will move down to the 10. That'll give Bear Lake a first down and goal.
Oh, gee, isn't that weird? Behind the sticks 3 different times, and then you end up getting the first down, but it's through penalty yards.
Through penalty yards. So Bear Lake gets the first down via the penalty. First and goal at the 10-yard line. Gonzalez now the running back. Back to pass is Lloyd looking. He gets, that was early. That's coming a flag. Yeah, that was.
It was close.
Lupe Ortiz, the quarterback, got there a little early.
Yeah, not much, maybe a half a second. It's good defense if he would have just held for just a second. But
so half the distance to the goal, so first down and goal, and now at the 5-yard line. So 3 major penalties on Aberdeen on this possession, 2 on Bear Lake on this same possession, and
let's hopefully it stops there. We don't need to go back anymore.
So here we go. Thornton, the running back, 2 wide receivers to either side, in tight this time. Back to pass, rolling. He's got his man, and caught. Touchdown, Toby Flake.
What a play.
Same exact play as on the last one. This time, Lloyd led Flake just a little bit more. Ortiz isn't able to get there, and it's a touchdown, Bear Lake, and Bear Lake will go for 2 to tie this one up. The Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard, Aberdeen 8, Bear Lake 6 on the Toby Flake 5-yard touchdown catch from the arm of Rhett Lloyd. So Flake's a great weapon, but you got to win the game, so you got to go for 2 and match them because you know they're going to go for 2 each time. Pugmire, the running back. Lloyd will go under center for the 2-point conversion attempt. Crane goes in motion. He'll be the lead blocker for Pugmire right up the middle into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. He got over by about 6 inches at all. He got met right there at the goal line, but he got over just far enough.
Yeah, the offensive line really did their job there. They created that hole. The secondary filled it pretty good, but he was able just to power in there and make that 2-point conversion.
So our score 8-8 on your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard. So Bears trailed at the quarter break, but just 1 minute and 8 seconds in to the second quarter, they tied up at 8. Toby Flake with the kickoff in 30 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Time to go back to the field with more live coverage of Bears football on the SVI Sports Network.
8-8 as we come back early in the second quarter, the Bear Lake Bears and Toby Flake get on the scoreboard. And then 2-point conversion by Dylan Pugmire, and we're tied up. As Flake set to kick off back deep, his first kickoff of the night, back deep. They've seen film standing on the goal line. It's Ortiz and Hyatt Beck. And Flake gets it deep, and Beck, he's lucky. He is lucky. He tried to catch that. It slipped through his hands and trickled into the end zone.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
That could have been disaster for him if that doesn't break the plane of the goal line, and he would have had to go back there in the end zone, to the goal line, pick it up.
You know, you say they've watched film, but have they? Because I wouldn't try to catch one of his kicks 3 feet away from my body.
Well, they would watch film in the sense that they were in position.
Oh, there you go.
They were in position with their feet standing inside the 5-yard line. But he did make an interesting choice there and kind of got bailed out as that ball trickled in the end zone after it went through his hands. Here we go, Ortiz, the quarterback. And it looks like Hernandez, the running back. He's in that shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Give is it to Hernandez right up the middle. He gets 2.
Hey, maybe.
Tackled by 9 Bear Lake Bears.
Listen, do you think Aberdeen knows what a receiver is? Maybe that's why they don't have one.
I've seen him run some plays with receivers in the past. Just not today.
Okay.
Not today.
So they do know that the position is there.
It is there, yes.
They choose to ignore it.
Yes. Second down and 8. Second down and 8 for Aberdeen. They still got everybody, and even their tight ends, or they're in a 3-point stand with their feet interlocking with the linemen. They're in there to block. They're not in there to receive most of the time. Here's the snap. Give is to Hyatt Beck, and he's going nowhere. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. There's no gain. They didn't give him even a smidge on that one.
No, hey, back to my original comment. If it's not broke, don't fix it. They're gonna, and like I said, you got to be careful that those tight ends just kind of popping out there, because it really does open up for what would be designed as a short play, but where everybody's in the box and they just pop it right over the defense, can be big yardage.
And it has happened to us against Aberdeen in the past, where they lull you to sleep, and then every once in a while they go over the top. Yeah. This would be a time for it. 3rd down and 8, deep in your own territory. Ball inside the 25-yard line, still at 22. But everybody in tight. The running back, I believe, is the guy that scored the touchdown that last play, Shackelford or Valdez. Shackelford. But it's a quarterback keeper, and he's not going to go anywhere. 2 yards. He needed 8. He got 2, maybe 2.5. Definitely, you think punting situation at your own 24-yard line. 4th down and 6 at your own 24. And they do send Mendel back to punting situation. He is one of those tight ends, by the way, that always lines up. Mendel, big body.
Yeah, I was going to say, you give him the football, he's probably going to take a couple guys with him.
Crane waiting at his own 42-yard line to receive this one. There should have been a false start. They didn't call it. No call. And this one's going to take a Bear Lake bounce and then take an Aberdeen bounce. That was weird. Bounced one way 5 yards, back the other way 8 yards, and it'll be down at the 36-yard line. And the Aberdeen gunner on this near side was running towards the line of scrimmage to get in position still at the snap.
Yeah, he was
coulda, shoulda. Could have been a penalty, but it's Bears football.
The ref was trying to get him in position, but he just couldn't get there fast enough before the ball was snapped. And so, yeah, it should have been a flag, but, you know, is what it is.
36-yard line for the Bears on their third possession of the game. They've got a punt, a touchdown, and here they go with possession number 3. Aberdeen has 2 punts and a touchdown in their possessions. So Lloyd has Gonzalez, who has a big run already, off his right hip. 2 wide receivers to either side. Now Crane goes in motion to the backfield. It is a pitch to Crane. He's going to follow Gonzalez. And Crane has got big yardage into Aberdeen territory to the 45-yard line. They mark him out at the 45, so gain of nearly 30 yards.
I mean, the thing to take away from that is blocking assignments. Everybody had their blocking assignment. There was nobody on that edge, and he just took off that sideline, and it was up to the safeties to get over there and make the tackle. It was just a beautiful, beautiful play.
Gonzalez, the lead blocker on that play, and the whole right side just did a great job. And first down and 10, Bears already in plus territory, inside Aberdeen territory at the 45-yard line. Lloyd this time has, I think that's Thornton. He sends Flake in motion. He gives to Thornton. Thornton's going to bounce it to the outside. He's got 10, 14 yards. Thornton with a great, we got an injury, though, behind the play. Great run that time, but we've got an injured Bear Lake Bear. We're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll come back in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us, on roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on SVI Media is made possible by Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll. Here to help. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Lenhard Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And You Save Phillips 66. Live life to the full.
You're watching Bear Lake football on the SVI Sports Network.
Dawson Smith, the injured Bear Lake Bear, laying down right near the midfield stripe. They're just getting him up off his back. It looks like a leg injury of some type. I think he was holding his right knee, is what it looked like. I don't want to speculate too much, but Dawson looks like he's hurting pretty good. And left ankle is what we're looking at the replay a little bit. And what that means is Cason Warner switches jerseys real fast during that dead ball. He becomes number 51, so he can become a legal offensive lineman rather than a tight end on offense. So,
well, and not to make light of what just happened, but I mean that was some Taylor Swift wardrobe change right there. I mean he was in and out of that jersey pretty quick.
Yeah, good job. Had a couple teammates helping him. Hopefully Dawson will be okay. They helped him off the field. They didn't put a whole lot of weight on that ankle. Offensive lineman, that's the life of an offensive lineman. You sometimes get rolled up on when you're engaged with somebody and somebody else falls to the ground. So Smith goes to the sideline, and here we go. Bears 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Crane goes in motion. Fake to Crane. This time it's an option to Pugmire, and he never got the ball cleanly, and it's a fumble. Recovered by Aberdeen.
That's tough. I know that you're trying to make positive yards on that play, but that pitch just was not there. That's one that you have to keep. You just go to the ground and you just live to fight another down instead of, turning it over like that.
Yeah, that was just not a great pitch there, and Pugmire really never brought it in. So probably coulda, shoulda brought it in, but he was in traffic. It just bounces off his shoulder pads. Fortunately for Bear Lake, rolls 5 yards forward, and so the turnover's at the 25. They gained 6 yards on the turnover. Here we go, 1st and 10 Aberdeen now at their own 25-yard line after the second Bear Lake turnover on the night. And give is to Hyatt Beck, and he finds his way through traffic, and he goes downfield. Lloyd and Pugmire. Pugmire came from behind, and he picks up 13 yards on the carry.
Well, it was a good thing that Pugmire was coming there from behind because he had that stiff arm out there really just picking up yard after yard after yard, and Pugmire was the one that actually slowed him down and made the stop there.
So Tigers pick up a first down and 10. They're in outside of the 35-yard line now to the 38. So big pickup, 13-yard pickup on first down.
Yeah, and the Bears need a defensive stand here, right? Because Aberdeen's going to take lots of time off the clock, and they get the ball at half. So they do need a stop here.
This is one of those situations where if the Bears can't get the stop and get the ball back, Aberdeen could march down, take almost all the rest of the timeout, and get the last 2 possessions in a row. That's just the way they function. Quarterback keeper right up the middle. He's got big yards and finally drugged down Caden Anderson with a touchdown-saving tackle on Ortiz at the 48 of Bear Lake. So so a 14-yard gain is all, but it looked like it could have been much bigger than that. Anderson just grabs him by the ankles, but now back into Bear Lake territory at the 48-yard line. So just like that, from the 25 to the 48, 27 yards on the first 2 plays after the fumble. And the Aberdeen Tigers now in business with 6.5 minutes left in the half. It moved into Bear Lake territory. Ortiz sends a man in motion. He's going to give it to one of the tight ends that just comes back and grabs the ball. That is Eston Beck. And he comes from the tight end position, takes a step backwards, and it's kind of a misdirection play, but only gains a yard. Good defense there by Bear Lake. So I'm not sure who blew that one up. I think it might have been Cason Warner, wearing that new number 51, was the defensive end on that side, and it's also Hoyt Johnson over there on that side. So we'll give them credit. It's hard because it's just a pile of humanity on every play on these, so it's hard to give the defense too much credit. But I think it was those two, just based on where the ball went. Second down and 9, 5:45 left in the half. Ortiz with the snap. And he makes the handoff, trying to bounce it to the outside. And Anderson just hangs onto the ankle. And that's enough. And it's only a 2-yard gain?
Yeah. I mean, Aberdeen had one guy to beat, didn't beat it, and grateful he didn't because he would have been probably in the end zone there.
Yeah, Anderson just grabbed a hold, held on, would not let go. And only a 2-yard gain for the Tigers. It's now 3rd and 7 at the 45. It might be 4-down territory if they don't get it here, but it also might just be a punt, pin them deep, and hope to hold on to the end of the half as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it depends on how many yards you pick up here. I mean, if you pick up six yards, then I think, you could probably justify running a 4th-down play. If you don't pick up much here, I think you do punt it. Because Bear Lake moves the ball very effectively, so you don't want them to start almost on their own 50.
Tyler, what do we see? A wide receiver in formation. That is Hyatt Beck, split out wide, but it's a run play. It's quarterback keeper. He's going to go up the middle, and he's going to get the first down, just barely, but he's going to get it.
I mean, beautiful misdirection there. Bear Lake cued on the wrong guy. That number 7 there. And the quarterback kept it, just went right up the middle, found his little seam there, and
so Medell, it's a fake to Medell as he crossed the formation after getting Hyatt Beck out there at the wide receiver formation, and just created enough of a misdirection to create the hole and a first down. But clock ticking. When they were at midfield, there was 7 minutes left. They've only gained 10 yards, and we're down to 4 minutes. This is this style of offense when you keep the ball on the ground, and then they take their time in the huddle, and each and every play, this is what this offense does. Wide receiver is Juan Hernandez this time to the far side. Everybody else still in tight. Ortiz all alone in the quarterback position, and it's just a straight-ahead run. And he's going to gain 4 just because he fell forward. He was hit after a gain of about 2, but he fell forward. Good job on his part. And it's 2nd down and 6.
I mean, I imagine the reason why you put that receiver out there, right, is to kind of create a little bit more room on the interior of that defense. The first time it worked. Second time, Bear Lake really didn't fall for it, and they're covering that receiver out there pretty well. So Bear Lake, adjusting really well to that kind of formation shift, if you will, putting that receiver out there.
Yeah, Ortiz just picked up those 4 yards, just sheer
him.
Yeah. He was hit after a 2-yard gain, able to spin, keep his feet moving, and made it a 4-yard gain. But now, time becoming a factor. I know you're saying, hey, they're at the 34-yard line. What do you mean? There's 3 minutes left. But that 4 yards that they gained took almost a full minute off the clock since the first down. And the give is to Beck. Beck's going to go up the middle. He literally just puts his head into the back of his man. And there's a flag down on the play. I'm not sure if it's a flag or somebody's pink towel. And it's a pink towel, so it's not a first. That's what's confusing. So many players out there wearing pink, and then the flags are pink. So
I mean, I support the cause, but maybe make the flags yellow again.
So it is a first down carry down to the 24. First and 10 at the 24-yard line. I was watching the flag.
I was
saying, what was that? It would have been in the area, maybe
weird
holding.
Spot too.
So first down and 10 at the 24-yard line of Bear Lake. 2.5 minutes left to go till halftime. This time, no receivers. Beck is the running back. He'll take it. And no, it's the quarterback keeper. Ortiz makes the exact same motion, whether he hands it off or whether he keeps it. And from the angle we're at, sometimes it's hard to tell which is which now on this end of the field. It's a 4-yard gain down to the 20. Second down now and 6 from the 20. Clock still ticking. Down to 2:10.
I would assume here Aberdeen will probably, after the 2 minutes here, after this play, they'll probably start calling timeouts. They still have all 3 of their timeouts.
They do.
But they're still quite a ways out of the end zone and haven't shown us that they can throw the ball yet. So
yeah, they haven't even attempted to pass.
They're put, who knows?
Because of their timeouts, they do have that in their favor, but they're down to 145.
Yeah, they took a lot
and they
of time.
still have not hiked the ball. And clock ticking, 140. Here's the snap. Back to pass. He's got a man. Touchdown.
Well, I guess, if you're going to run 30 seconds off the clock there before you snap and make it a good play, and that was a good play. Well-placed ball, beautiful executed route.
Cannon Foster was one of the wings in tight. They did not have receivers in formation. He just burst out of there, and by the time Toby Flake, and he's fast, by the time Toby realized, hey, there's a wide receiver. He's not blocking. He's running. Toby could not catch him from behind. Perfectly thrown ball by Ortiz. And it just like that, 14-8, 1:33 left in the first half. 2-point conversion attempt. Here's the snap. Here's the give. Here's the 2-point conversion. And it's coming back for holding. And it was no good anyway. So
declined the penalty.
And the score will remain 14-8.
With time on the board, and we know that Bear Lake can move the ball pretty effectively.
That was, I didn't see who made that tackle, but wow. When Hernandez went around the corner, he had nothing but green grass. There was nobody. And the 2-point conversion failed. The holding call would have brought it back anyway. So the Bears give up the touchdown but dodge the bullet. Don't give up the 2-point conversion. So with 1:33 left in the half, and as you mentioned, Aberdeen gets the ball to start the second half. Bears have got to do something here. You can't afford to sit on it. If you got the ball at halftime, you can maybe play this conservative, do a couple running plays, see what you can get. But I think where Aberdeen gets the ball to start the second half, the Bears got to open up the field, see what they can do right here.
100%. I don't think, you have 2 timeouts left, a minute and a half left. I don't think you necessarily commit to the pass depending on this return here. You might run it a couple times. I think you have to get it in field goal range and at least get 3 points on the board. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that's what this game could come down to.
Yeah, especially with the 2-point conversion fell, if the Bears could get it into field goal range, and yes, Toby Flake could kick, get it down even to the 20, 25-yard line, and I think that is in Toby Flake's range, and I'd love to see him kick a field goal. It'd be fun. But the Bears were looking for more than that. They'd like to score right here. Crane and Stonehouse back deep. Gonzalez, the up guy, and Mendel set to kick off. 14-8 in favor of Aberdeen with a minute and a half left in the half. Long, deep kick, and it's going to be Stonehouse at the 5, 10, 15. Cuts it up. Not going to make it quite to the 20-yard line. Good tackle there by number 24 for Aberdeen. That is Mitchell Elliott. Elliott makes a great tackle in the open field just across the 20. They gave him the 21.
Yeah, they're special teams. That kickoff team, they're doing a very good job pinning them deep, making tackles like that. They're doing a very good job, executing very well.
And now they put the ball down right at the 20. I was looking at the yard markers on the far side. They had it marked at the 21, but the ball is very clearly on the 20-yard line, so they readjust the yard markers. Bear Lake, 80 yards to go, a minute 27 to do it. Well, they've got the explosive play capability with these wideouts. Let's see. Here's the snap. Give is to Flake. He gets the corner, but he's only going to gain about 7 yards. So positive gain, but it's going to take a lot of time off the clock. That was Stonehouse. No, it was Flake. Stonehouse is the blocker, and Stonehouse gets up slowly. He's limping. They're going to have to. Clock is run. They haven't stopped it yet. Now they stop it for the injury. Nope, they call timeout. Bears call timeout. I thought it was going to be for the injury, but it isn't. It's for the timeout. Bears take it. That's their second. We'll take it with them. 30-second break on the SVI Sports Network.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? It's a quick drive. It's gorgeous, and I get what I want.
I take my Caribou Ford to the Oregon Trail golf course.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? I can check out inventory online before I go. Now that's service.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? Satisfaction.
We're Caribou Ford with top awards in the region for customer satisfaction because we're still keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
It's the SVI Sports Network with Karen and Lisa and live coverage of Bear Lake football.
1:09 left to play in the first half. The Tigers lead it by a score of 14-8 on your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard. What the Bears need right now is a couple of really quick, you say, Phillips 66 first downs. Bears down to just one timeout. The clock does stop in high school football at the first down, and while they reset the marker, either that or you got to get out of bounds. You got to play quick, and the Bears need to strike quick. So Stonehouse, one of the wide receivers, went out after blocking on that one, and so trying to catch who the far side receiver is out there replacing him. Here we go. Looks like Pugmire is a receiver now. Back to pass. Give is to actually on the end around to Crane. Nothing doing. He's going to fight forward. Maybe they give him the first down. They do. They give him the first down. So they stop the clock. And there's a flag down at the end of the play. See what the flag is. The mark is a first down yardage, but it looks like it's holding against Bear Lake. No sportsmanlike conduct against Bear Lake. Wow, that's devastating.
You can't do that.
That's devastating. It would have been 1st and 10 at the 30. And now it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball will be clear back at the 15-yard line because it's unsportsmanlike. It's after the end of the play. It should be first down and then mark off the 15 yards. Now what do you do? 58 seconds left, and now you're your own 15. You're 30 seconds later in the game, and now you're...
Well, I think the Bear Lake's already made the decision. I mean, they had those 2 runs there, wasted a lot of time. I think you're going to run it a couple more times. I don't think we see much.
All right, now it should be first down because they moved the markers. Back to pass is Lloyd. He's going deep. He's got Crane. Crane's 30, 40. Oh, one guy to beat. Would have been a touchdown, but the last guy that had a chance brought him down. Still a big gain, a 25-yard gain out to the 40.
I was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong, but I was right on the middle of the field.
So Bears ready to snap the ball. They'll snap it as soon as they get the change set. Back to pass is Lloyd. He's looking, still looking, rolling. He's got to get rid of it. He gets it away to Gonzalez. He can't bring it in at midfield. Martine.
We got a flag down.
That's going to be holding. That in the secondary. Where that is, that's only one call you can make down there. That's definitely going to be defensive holding at that position. 10-yard penalty. That'll move the ball to midfield, and it'll be first down.
36 seconds. I was wrong. They're going to see if they can make a push here. Toby Flake's got a leg, so just get him in field goal range.
So ball right to midfield. It'll be 1st and 10. And it was an incomplete pass, so the clock shouldn't start till the snap. So 36 seconds left. The clock will start on the snap. Bears now at midfield. You still have one timeout. Stonehouse back out there with that sprained ankle. He is the lone wide receiver on the near side. 3 to the short side, which is the far side. Lloyd back to pass. He's looking to that bunch of receivers. He's got plenty of time. Now he's going to... That ball, it's holding. It's definitely multiple flags. 2 roughing the passer flags and a defensive holding flag. That was definitely pass interference on Aberdeen. They were holding Bryson Crane downfield and roughing the passer. 2 different flags on that.
Pass is incomplete. Penalty flags on the field.
So I'm going to guess that by the way those flags were thrown, I would say it's roughing the passer. And then the other one's definitely holding. So if it is holding on Bear Lake, it's offsetting. But I think it's going to be pass interference on Aberdeen and then roughing the passer. You take the roughing the passer, that puts the ball at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 35.
28 seconds left and a timeout.
Yeah. So
still discussing.
Costly, if that is what the call is, that's very costly. So let's see. Now we're going to get the call here. Pass interference, defense declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, automatic first down, 15-yard penalty. That's what we thought it would be, but they did what they should do in that situation. They got together as a crew, made sure with 3 different flags down, they made sure that everybody's on the same page. You definitely take the personal foul. It's the bigger penalty. The pass interference was obvious. The ball was nearly picked off because the guy held Crane, and then as soon as the ball was thrown, he pushed Crane away and went and tried to catch the ball. So now the Bears have it at the 35-yard line. 28 seconds. You can work with the sidelines. You can work with the one timeout. Bears have chance to do something here. When it was 1st and 10 at the 15, you thought maybe not. Now all of a sudden you got 1st and 10 at their 35, 30 seconds later, and the Bears have a shot. 3 wide receivers to the near side. And Gonzalez, the running back. Here's the snap. Give us to Crane, but Crane's going to throw it. He's going deep. He's got Flake, and it's incomplete. And there's a flag. We'll see. This one could go either way.
Yeah, there was contact on both teams there.
And they're going to say it's on Flake. But there's a flag in the backfield. That's either holding or another.
I'm having some deja vu here. Do you know what my deja vu is?
I don't.
The Cowboys game.
If the flag in the backfield is roughing the passer again, which it could be because it's where the pass was released. But I think the flag. I think these are both on Bear Lake this time.
Yeah.
And we'll wait. But they call the pass interference on Flake. Holding Bear Lake. Pass interference Bear Lake. It's 10 yards from the previous spot, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 45.
On the offense.
So that time, both flags were on Aberdeen. And so it'll be Bear Lake football 1st down and 20, but that's not the... So they did not mark off yardage.
I'm a little confused. I'm sure they'll get it sorted out here.
They put it right back where it was before the play. Yeah, you got to mark off the 10 yards, guys.
Bear Lake was trying to take advantage of that. They're all wound up. All right, you're going to give it to me there. I'll take it.
And because it's just an offensive holding penalty, it's first dance.
Oh, we're going to give him fit.
No, now they did a 15-yard. You don't do 15 yards. No. They still got it wrong. That should be a 10-yard penalty. It's not from the spot of the foul on a holding in the backfield. That should not be a 15-yard penalty. It should only be a 10. But here we go. Bears with the ball. Tons of time. Now he throws, and it's caught. And it's down to Toby Flake at the 45, back to the original line of scrimmage. He picked up 15. Bears take timeout. 5 seconds left. So Bears will have time for one more play. And not sure. The referee just took a towel away from one of the Aberdeen players.
It's one of Bear Lake. They're picking it up off the...
So they're going to reset the clock to 10 seconds. They want 10 seconds on the clock. So Bears do have time to run 2 plays if they run it to the sideline, can get out of bounds, or throw the ball away. You can't take a sack and you can't get tackled inbounds with half a length.
You've really got to play some smart football here. If you want to get 2 plays out of this, you have to play some smart football. It'll be interesting to see what the coaches call. Aberdeen's probably going to come out and protect the sidelines. You're not going to throw it in the middle of the field unless there's something wide open. But yeah, you've got to play really smart football here. Really starts with the quarterback, right? He's the one making that decision on where that ball goes.
So the extra mystery 5 yards on that holding penalty, could be costly because the Bears should have the ball at the 30 right now. Instead, they have it at the 35. And when you only have 10 seconds left and you kind of pick up all 30 of those yards, that extra 5 yards could be a difference maker here.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm just really not sure where that came from, because holding behind the line of scrimmage goes back to the original line. It is 10 yards from the previous spot. Holding downfield is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So barring a defensive penalty, Bears got 1, maybe 2 plays left in the half. And Rhett's got to have an internal clock here. He's got to get away quick if he doesn't have anything to live to play another down. Here we go. Here's the snap. Back to pass.
False start.
So no time off the clock. So that hurts right there as the Bears lose 5 yards. So they don't call it on the punt earlier when the guy was running still forward on the punt, but they call that. That's interesting because he had come set. You're supposed to be set for a full second.
Right.
He was only set for maybe half a second. So, but still, if you don't, same exact guy that let the guy run forward to try to get in position on the punt earlier without calling it, calls it on that. Anyway, 2nd down and 15, back to pass. Here we go. Lloyd going deep. He's got Flake. It's knocked away. Great defense. 4 seconds left. That was Wesley Nelson went up high. If he does not knock that down, Flake is inside the 10-yard line at least, down the sideline, gets out of bounds, if not the touchdown. Great defensive play. Nelson just saved some points possibly, so this is going to be the last play. Barring a defensive penalty, this will be the last play of the first half as the Bears come to the line. 3rd and 15, but the down doesn't matter. It is all about the distance. Ball at the 40-yard line. You got to get a touchdown here, or a defensive penalty extends the half. Lloyd back to pass. Plenty of time. Just 3 men. And now he's rolling, still looking. He's going to go deep, and it's going to be caught by Crane. He tries to pitch it back. He does get it back to Thornton, but it doesn't matter. It's at the 10-yard line. So that's the end of the first half. It's a 30-yard completion, but it ends the half. I told you that 5 yards might come in hand. He gets a 30-yard pass play right there without the extra weird 5 yards on the holding penalty and that false start. That's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
But it goes for naught, and we're at halftime. Bears trail by 6. Your score at halftime, Aberdeen 14, Bear Lake 8. We'll be back with the first half wrap-up after this 2-minute break here on the SVI Sports Network.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. From the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital.
Live coverage of Bears football continues now on the SVI Sports Network.
So during that timeout, we contacted our rules expert in New York. He wishes he was in New York. Jared Farmer texted me during that timeout. So the 15-yard penalty was because even though the officials indicated that they waived off, that they declined the pass interference and accepted the hold, it was the opposite. And offensive pass interference is a 15-yard penalty. So that's the mystery 5 yards, was because they accepted the PI and declined the holding despite what the referee signaled. He kind of signaled it backwards. So that's what it was. So as is, the half ends. The Bears missed an opportunity there. Aberdeen tried to give them some opportunities because of the penalties. The Bears, because of their own penalties, squandered the opportunity, and the Bears trail by 6 at halftime as the Aberdeen Tigers lead by a touchdown. And Aberdeen, in their ball control offense, will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it, but Bears really have got to get the penalties under control. I mean, it's kind of plagued them, and to their benefit, Aberdeen, right, has had some penalties on their end, and so they kind of cancel out, but you can't play that. You got to start playing some more clean football, especially if you want to win, because, I mean, just that penalty alone, right, you go all the way down, you're on your 30, then you go back, and it's killer. So they've got to start to play cleaner football.
Well, it's the tale of two quarters. I mean, the first quarter, very clean game for both teams. I don't think there was a penalty flag thrown, really, in the first quarter. Second quarter comes along, we couldn't get through a play without 1 to 2 penalties per play, especially at the end of that there.
In the last minute of the game, we had 2 plays in the last minute of the game that were 2 penalties on the play. The first time 2 penalties against Aberdeen, the second time 2 penalties against Bear Lake on the same play.
I mean, that's just costly penalties right there. I mean, you're driving. You have a chance to score before half. Would have been a huge momentum shift for Bear Lake to get some points on the board there. But penalties, couldn't capitalize on it, and going into half down 6.
So Bear Lake Bears, my key to the game is over. We could still happen. My key to the game was the Bear Lake Bears needed to jump out to a big lead early, and in fact they fell down, came back, tied the game up. Now they're down by a touchdown at half, and barring a turnover on the kickoff, the Aberdeen will start the second half with the ball and a chance to extend their lead, or at least take some time off the clock before they give Bear Lake a chance to come back.
Yeah. Go ahead, mate. Sorry. Well, I was just going to say, my key to the game is, you got to stay in this. You can't overlook this as an important game. It's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to judge that right now. I just to kind of backpedal just a little bit here. I'm going to pick a new key to the game if you're okay with that, because it's really hard to kind of judge mine. The defense has got to come out and make a stop right here. Right, they're going to come out. Aberdeen, if they make another touchdown, Bear Lake's going to be playing from behind. Not saying that they can't come back, because they can. They have the weapons and things like that, but it's hard to play when you're down by 2 scores.
Especially against an offense like Aberdeen's, because even if you score, you know that they're going to do the ball control and take time off the clock.
I mean, my key to the game comes out, score efficiently. I said earlier in the pregame show that 4 touchdowns would probably be enough to win this game. I still believe that, especially with some defensive stops. Even if Aberdeen comes out and replicates what they did in the first half, Bear Lake's got that 2-point conversion early. If they can get some 2-point conversions, get a little momentum, stop Aberdeen on the 2-point conversions, I still think a 4-touchdown event could win this game. With that being said, got to make some major adjustments at halftime, got to get the passing game going, and just got to go out and get some points. Offensively, been a little rough, a little out of sync in the first half, but I'm sure Coach Messerly is going to go into halftime, make some changes, and come back out with a better offensive scheme.
So it is hard to get an offensive rhythm when you play this kind of against this kind of offense where they keep the ball for so long, especially between Bears' first and second possessions. Bears were forced to punt. They forced a quick punt from Aberdeen, but then fumbled it right back to them without ever getting possession. So the offense, even though it's the same guys playing both ways, the offense went like 15, 20 minutes of actual game time. Not game time, but actual real time without being on the field. It's hard to get a rhythm when you're playing defense.
Well, you start thinking about it. When they're playing both sides of the ball, like you said, you're playing a 12, 13-play drive that's spanning 5-6 minutes on the defensive end of the ball. get cold on the offensive side of the ball when you've got when you're playing against an offense that's so based on ball control and methodically taking the ball down the field. So you've got to get quick stops on the defensive side of the ball. Therefore, you can come back out, get your offense going, get hot. That's best case scenario.
Well, and the other thing that's probably really killing their rhythm when they do have the ball, penalties. Right, that's hard to find a rhythm too, because everything just goes cold, right? While the officials try to figure out, they're marking the ball off, things like that. So I mean, that is within their control 100%. They just need to play cleaner football. But I think that's kind of messing with their rhythm a little bit.
Little score update. Westside and Malad currently in the third quarter. Score is Westside 49, Malad 0.
So the upset's not going to happen.
Unfortunately, we are
No. Actually, this week we need Westside to win, because if this game would have been lopsided and Malad would have upset Westside, they could have potentially jumped us.
That is a fair point.
It's in the third.
It's only the third quarter. They can score 70 unanswered. But this is one time when it actually, for the winner of this game, whether it's the loser of this game, I should say, whether it's Aberdeen or Bear Lake, for the loser of this game, they actually needed Westside to win to make sure Malad didn't do something to get a crazy jump in max preps and sneak in. Losing 49-0, they're not going to do it. There's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
It's just. I have a hard time cheering for Westside, Jared. It's a tough thing to do. I know some people from Malad, great people. I don't know, man. I cheer for Malad as much as I can.
So Tyler, you went with a different key to the game. So I'm going to change mine up a little bit too, because like I said, mine's too late. Mine was to jump out early. My key
jump out late.
So my key to the game is going to be this. In the first half, Aberdeen came out and ran a 3-man front against our passing. Against our pass. They dropped 8 on most of the pass plays. The obvious passing downs, 3rd and long. They dropped 8. You can't throw the ball deep against 8. I think we need some over the middle stuff.
Yes.
Tyler's been saying it off the air the whole first half. We got to go over the middle. We got to maybe try some trickeration where we, run pass option and take advantage of the fact that they're dropping 8 in coverage. And it's a smart on their part. It's hard for anybody in this league, and for that matter in this state, to cover Toby Flake and Bryson Crane man-to-man. They're just too fast. And when you throw Anderson, who's pretty quick out there, Stonehouse, who's, when he's healthy, kind of on a gimpy ankle tonight, but Stonehouse out there, that's a lot of speed to try to defend. So they're smart to do it. It's a brilliant defensive scheme to slow down our passing game. Now the Bears just need to take advantage of it and either try to go to the run game, the option, which worked really well, except for the one time it was fumbled on just a bad decision. But other than that, the option play has been going well. We had the big gain from Gonzalez, 43-yard run on an option. Do things like that, make them respect the run. That's going to open up the field. Plus, like you said, those short passes, quick slants.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I've been saying it off. But the middle. They're short, they're quick passes, right? And usually they don't pick up a lot of yards. But where they're dropping 8, they're not just dropping 8, they're dropping them deep, right? So if you can get that ball in there, it's one-on-one. You make a move, you can pick up, instead of that 5 yards, 10 yards before anybody's going to come back and be able to make a play on you. And so I agree with you 100%. Attack the middle of the field, because we can do it. We have the speed, we have the accuracy, so let's do it.
The other play I'd like to see, Nate, go ahead, and I'll tell you the play I want to see.
I just want to see a bit of an emphasis on the run game. If they're going to drop 8 in coverage, I want to see 4 or 5 yards of carry, because like you had said earlier, that'll open up your passing game. They've got to respect the run. If you start getting 5 yards of carry, that's an easy first down every time. So I just want to see run to set up the pass in the second half from the Bears. So
the play I think would work against this coverage, Bears have run it once, but they kind of. So Bears have that play where they run the 3 wide receivers to the same side. 2 of them go deep. The third one stays back for a wide receiver screen. They ran that play once, but it wasn't the wide receiver screen. They threw the deep ball, which was open, and he just overthrew Flake on the play. But this time, I'd like to see him pump fake that deep ball, go to that wide receiver screen, and that guy's got one guy to beat. And if that one guy that catches the ball is Flake or Crane, And he's going to be that guy most of the time. He could be a big gainer for him.
Well, and the other one, and I'm not a huge fan of this play, but sometimes it works, and I think in this situation it would, draws, right? Draws take a lot of time, and they're kind of hard to set up. But if those 8 guys are going to drop fast and hard when Lloyd stands up to throw that ball, a draw, it's going to open something up.
Design quarterback run, delay handoff. I agree, and especially when they're only rushing 3. There's been several times he's had time to step up, but it was a definite passing situation. Even though he stepped up, he still had to look for the pass.
Yeah, and smart football there, and Aberdeen knew that, right? He's going to have to throw the ball, so why are you going to block that? Yeah, sure, run it, pick up 5 yards, run the clock out.
Okay, so that's our keys to the second half, and we're just a couple minutes away. Go ahead, Nate.
Just a quick shout out to my man Dawson Bingham. I know you just commented on my B reel. There you go, Dawson. I got you your shout out. Sorry about the Panthers, by the way. 0-6, that's tough. But long story short, they haven't played the Bears yet. We've played the Bears. Go Broncos. It is what it is.
So 2 minutes left here, and we're not going to get in the Martindale 3 because both teams are out there getting warmed up. So we'll start in 2 minutes. We'll take another 90-second break. Come back with the second half kickoff right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
I've always said this about title companies. We all do the same exact thing. But it's the people that make the difference.
This new brand is going to represent who we are.
Honesty, integrity, loyalty, kindness, hard work, thoroughness. Nobody would buy anything without knowing they're getting it free and clear of somebody else's debt or problems. And that's the whole purpose of a title search, is to make sure that we can ensure clear title.
And it was critical that we have a brand that really describes that.
The team at the Montpelier office of Flying S Title and Escrow are ready to assist you with your next real estate transaction and are proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. Visit Flying S Title and Escrow at 469 Washington Street or call 208-847-1300. Also available at fste.com. Wherever your outdoor adventure takes you, stop first at You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier. Phillips 66 helps you live to the full on your next off-road adventure, fishing trip, or the next time you go hunting, camping, or hiking. And at You Save, you'll find so much more than fuel. Fill up on all the snacks and drinks that you need for the entire trip. That's You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier, where it's your convenience, our pleasure.
Here's Jared and Lisa and the SVI Sports crew with more live coverage of Bears football.
Back on your Caribou Ford halftime show. Caribou Ford, keeping it simple in Soda Springs. What do you love most about your Caribou Ford? And at halftime, the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, you can count on them to care. The Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard shows the score: Bear Lake 8, Aberdeen 14. Aberdeen held the Bears. Bears had the ball a couple times down deep in scoring position. Fumble one time, the end of the half. The other time, so Bears have moved the ball, just have not been able to convert when it matters. Twice inside the blue zone without getting points. Bears will kick off to start the second half. The regular season has got 24 minutes left. As the Bears and the Tigers, we expected a close game. We've got a close game. It's 14-8. Hope you're ready for the second half. And again, shout out to our rules expert. I said he was in New York. He's actually in Jackson Hole this weekend. So our rules expert from Jackson Hole, Jared Farmer, thanks. He always listens, and he does text in quite often with some explanations. Good kick by Flake. This one's going to be returnable, taken at the 5-yard line. Right up the middle, following his blockers, is Elliott, and he'll get out to the 35. So it's actually Beck, sorry, not Elliott, Beck. And Dylan Pugmire, the guy that brought him down at the 35-yard line.
Not that it matters or anything, but he kind of scares me a little bit when he tries to catch it. He doesn't put his body in front of that kickoff. If you're watching on thing, he kind of like reaches his hands out. And if I was a coach, it would make me nervous. It'd put gray hairs on my head for sure.
He did fumble the ball into the end zone in the first half kickoff, but it was for the touchback. This time he catches it, returns it 30 yards. See, that's why that touchback is such a big weapon. Those extra 15 yards make a difference.
Absolutely.
So here we go. First possession of the second half. Ortiz has got Hernandez. He's in pistol because Hernandez is actually a yard behind him. Here's the snap. Here's the give. Straight up the middle to Hernandez. And he breaks tackles and gets to the second level, pick up of 15 yards. Hernandez right up the middle to the 15 for a 15-yard gain. Ball right at the midfield stripe, right between the hashes. You can't get the ball any more centered on the field than it is right now. Big 15-yard pickup on first down, and just like that, Aberdeen Tigers near midfield after just one play.
And this offense, when it's executing everything perfectly, it's so hard to defend because you got three different guys going different. Who's got the football? Aberdeen's doing a really good job. Bears defensive line maybe needs to step up a little bit, fill some holes.
Ortiz, who's thrown one pass in the game. It was a touchdown pass. This time the give on the delay around the end. Big gain, and it's coming back. They'll get a 1 yard gain out of it because he gained about 18, but the flag was thrown 11 yards downfield, 10 yard from the spot of the foul. Actually, where they throw it, they're going to lose yardage. It'll be for like 1st and 11 instead of first, because it's 10 yards from the spot. So block in the back, actually. And they call the block in the back at the 41, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. They'll move it back to the 49-yard line. It'll stay first down, but instead of 1st and 10 deep inside Bear Lake territory, it's now 1st and 11 back inside their own territory. Clock ticking, 11 minutes left in the third quarter as Aberdeen has the ball, first down and 11, nearing midfield after the penalty. That was actually a huge penalty because they would have had the ball inside the 30. That was a great run there, negated. That was Shackelford on the carry. Bouncing it out. It is, breaking a tackle. It's Beck. So Hyatt Beck breaks a tackle. And then I think they gave him the first down. They gave him exactly 15. He needed, 11. He needed 11. He gained 11. And see some of the Bear Lake coaches over there signaling they want a holding call. But first down and 10 at the 40. He needed 11. He got exactly 11. Ball near the near hash in Bear Lake territory. Aberdeen with the football and the lead. Ortiz has Hyatt Beck. He'll give the ball on the reverse, and well read. Tackle for loss. Wow. In the backfield quickly for Bear Lake. Big number 78. I need a roster.
But even if you had a roster, you would need your glasses.
I would need my glasses. So it's a loss of 2. A yard and a half, almost 2 on the play. Great tackle there by Bear Lake. And huge play.
Yeah, they sniffed that one out quick.
It was they had 3 options there, and they gave it to the reverse guy, and it was sniffed out well by the Bears. Here we go. 2nd and 12, man in motion. Quarterback's just going to follow the man in motion right up the middle. Very short gain, and that's Kaysen Warner and Dylan Pugmire blowing that one up, just crashing down the line. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's 3rd and 10.
And that's what's tough about this offensive style, right? You're 3rd and 10 here. That's a long ways to go, to break away and just get the run. Maybe it's 4 down territory. They are on their side of the field, depending on how many yards they pick up here. But definitely a weakness of this play of offense.
So I don't think it's 4 down territory, I think, no matter what, unless you have a big loss on the play, because you don't gain much from punting here. You take the risk getting the touchback and only gaining just 20 yards. So here we go. Here's the snap. And it's not going to matter. He's going to get the first down easy. Nope, coming back. 2, 3.
Goodness.
3 holds. So clear down inside the 15-yard line. 3 flags, they're all on. Every one of them was on Aberdeen. Hold and a block in the back at least. 3 flags. 2 of them, I think, are the same penalty. But the first one was a hold, and then the other 2 came in way later in the play. So I think we're looking at 2 separate penalties. But at least one is blocking the back. The other one's holding. It's going to be 3rd down and very long because it'll be from the spot of the foul, which is the 38. So move back to the 48. It'll be 3rd down and about 18 yards to go.
Yeah, so punt's back on the table then.
Definitely back on the table, depending on the result of this play. Holding offense declined. a crackback block, which is a personal foul. So that's a 15-yarder. So the Bears take the crackback block penalty. Oh, so he'll mark it off as Bryson Crane accidentally runs into the official there, and this moves it back. It's actually exactly the same result because of, even though the longer penalty, it was 5 yards further downfield. Exact same result. It ball right at the 48-yard line where I said it would be. 3rd and 18, ball back at their own 48. Like you said, punt definitely back on the table if they don't gain some yardage now. You got to gain, I would say, at least 10 yards to not punt in this situation.
Yeah, the holds and block in the back really killing Aberdeen right now. They've had some excellent runs for huge yardage that end up coming back. So
that one was clear down inside the 10, about the 20, about the 15-yard line where it ended. But just pink hankies all over the field. You could tell that was coming back just by the reaction of the players when the flags were thrown. And now, false start. Delay a game. So the first play from scrimmage, they went from the 35 to the Bear Lake, to the right to midfield to the 50. It is 4 minutes of game time later, and they're backwards 3 yards. So they have moved backwards by 3 yards in 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy there. We told at half there, the Bear Lake needs to clean up the penalties. Aberdeen needs to do the same thing.
All right, sorry, trying to do a little bit of producing here. Apparently the camera is a little bit out of focus. We're going to see what we can do. Anyway, here we go. 3rd and 23. Back to pass, and it is caught. Big gain, and not going to get the first down. But it was to Mendel, the big tight end. Go ahead, Tyler.
I was just saying, what I tell you, man, you give him the football, he's going to run through a lot of people just like he did there, picks up huge yardage, and now, you go for it on 4th down because, like Jared said a little bit earlier, you punt it, you run the risk of hitting the touchback, and you only gain maybe 20 yards back. So here Aberdeen goes for the 4th down, 4th and 5.
4th and 5. And timeout taken by Aberdeen. So it is a big play at this part of the game. If they convert, they're in scoring territory. If they don't convert, big play for Bear Lake. So this is a big play, 4th and 5. And we'll take a 30-second break and come back with this 4th down play right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get the cows. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Time to go back to the field with more live coverage of Bears football on the SVI Sports Network.
4th down and 5. Big play here early in the second half. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Aberdeen Tigers have had the ball the entire third quarter to this point, and we're looking at a 4th down play here. Pink hankies have been the story of this drive. Lots of flags, and this 4th down and 5 play, they had a 4th down and 3rd and 23, so picking up 18 yards was pretty big. Here we go. Tigers looking at 4th and 5. Ortiz in pistol. Here's the snap. Back to pass. He gets it away. It's caught. Big play. And it was a screen pass. Gets the 1st down. He needed 5. He got 9.
Well, they can throw the football. I'll give them that. Those short little screens. Bear Lake, kind of really putting a lot of pressure on the center, on the edges there. It's going to open up something right behind, and that's just what happened there.
Just well designed. The receiver just sat down in the area vacated by the linebackers, and he gets it away just in time. Lots of pressure, which you're going to see on the screen. He got it away just in time. Got a 9-yard gain on 4th and 5. So here we go. Halfway through the third quarter already, and right up the middle, Hernandez is going to gain. Oh, he's still going, but I think there's a flag. There had to be a flag.
Or a towel.
No, it was thrown by the back judge, and they blew it dead.
Oh.
And they're not moving the pile. So it was the back judge that threw it. And I don't know. It could be either holding or
sideline warning.
Nope. It's not sure.
Oh, what was?
It's only a 5-yard penalty.
I think it was for
aiding the runner, maybe. It was the same way as they do the sideline warning, but they actually moved it back 5 yards, so it can't be just a sideline warning. Replay first down, 1st and 5. That was so. Let's see. Jackson Hole, can you help us out there?
Yeah.
What that call was? Quarterback keeper Ortiz going to go short gain, maybe a yard, possibly 2. Crosses just inside the 20 to the 19. It'll be 2nd down and 4. They give him just a yard. So we'll call it 2nd and 4. And we're under 6 minutes. This drive has taken over half the quarter. This is what we talked about before halftime.
And the Bears just can't afford this. I mean, they've got to get out and get something going on offense. To give up a long, sustained drive again, taking this much time off the clock, it's absolutely crucial they get a stop down here in their red zone.
Well, it just goes back to rhythm, too, like we were talking about earlier.
It's been almost an hour of clock time since the Bear Lake Bears have played offense.
Yeah.
Between this long, sustained drive, halftime, give right up the middle, big run, nice big tackle, huge hit at the end. That was Rhett Lloyd making the big tackle, but Shackelford goes clear down to the 12-yard line, picks up the first down. First down and 10 at the 12. They can pick up a first down without getting the touchdown. The ball is at the 12. Clock ticking, though. 5 minutes left.
Just like that, another minute's gone.
And they take their full 30 seconds between each play. So even though that was a stop of the clock to reset the chains, we're down to under 5 minutes before they get this snap off. Ortiz has got Elliott off his right hip. Here's the snap. Give up the middle. It's kind of misdirection. He's going to go down to the 7, pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Sorry, I keep saying Elliott. It's Beck. Hyatt Beck on the carry. And it's just a misdirection. Beck that time was lined up as a tight end and just steps back, sweeps into the backfield, takes the delay handoff, goes right up the middle, 5-yard gain, and it's 2nd down and 5 at the 7.
And Aberdeen in no hurry.
Nope.
That was the slowest substitution I think I've seen.
You're going to go down to under almost 4 minutes in the half. So they've had the ball for 8 minutes already, and before this snap. So here's the snap. Delay, he pulls it out. He had the option for the quarterback keeper. He did keep it in the end zone, touchdown. So that is exactly what we said at halftime the Bears needed to not happen, is an 8-minute drive, exactly 8 minutes because there's 4 minutes left in the quarter, an 8-minute drive and a touchdown by Aberdeen. So probably bigger than the touchdown is the 8 minutes off the clock.
Oh, yeah.
That limits your possessions.
Yeah, I mean, a touchdown you can overcome, right? You can go down and you can score, but 8 minutes. I mean, that is forever. It's well over half to almost 2/3 of the quarter. That's going to be tough for Bear Lake to come back. They're going to have to come out, score quick, and then make a stop quick if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, so if Bears were to do just a moderate drive, 3 to 4 minute drive, and score a touchdown, and the 2-point conversion is no good, incomplete. If the Bears did even a moderate drive, score a touchdown, they're still down by a score, and if Aberdeen does this again, game's over.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's got to be a bang, quick type of play. You almost have to start running a 2-minute offense when you still have 14
in the third quarter.
18 minutes left to go.
You've got to run a 2-minute offense to combat their 20-minute offense.
That's right.
Like it's crazy to think that with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, being only down like 12 points, that it's rush time for the Bears. But it definitely is. Like at a certain point, you've got to realize they're going to take 6 minutes off the clock almost every drive.
So Bears down by 2 scores, 20-8. The good news is they failed on the 2-point conversions both times. So 2 touchdowns by the Bears, if they kick the extra point even one of those 2 times, but they would probably kick it both, would actually put the Bears in the lead by 2. 2 touchdowns, 2 kicks, and the Bears would be up. So that's the good news, is the 2-point conversions failed. The bad news is they're up by 2 touchdowns with 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
With a very cold offense coming back onto the field.
Yeah, this with the 15 minutes for halftime, the 8 clock minutes, which is about another 20 minutes of actual time off the clock on that drive. It's been quite a while since the Bear Lake Bears have run a play. So Mendel to kick off once again. Crane and Thornton back deep to return. This one's going to go to Crane. He'll catch it at the 10. And trying to get some blockers. It goes across the 20 to about almost the 25. Let's see where they mark it. It looks like it's going to be right at the 25. So the Bears have the ball first and 10 at their own 25, trailing by 2 scores, 20-8. And Bears need to get something going quick.
They have to score in this quarter, right? They've got 3 minutes and 53 seconds left. They have got to score before this quarter is out. They just have to. I don't know how else to say other than that. They got to get it done.
So far, the difference in the game has been turnovers. The Bears have 2, Aberdeen has none, and Aberdeen scored off of the Bears' first turnover of the game, and the second turnover basically stopped the scores. The Bears were down inside the 25-yard line. Delay handoff is to Gonzalez. He's going to gain 4 on first down.
Kind of what we talked about at halftime too, right? Just those little slower handoffs type things. See what the defense is going to do. 4 yards on a first down. Take it. The clock's running. Let's get going.
So the Bears got to show some urgency in the huddle here. They break the huddle, come to line. 3.5 minutes left in the quarter. 2 wide receivers are going to go to either side. Stonehouse and Crane to the near side. It's Flake and Anderson to the far side. The running back on this play is Thornton off the right hip of the quarterback, Lloyd. And here's the snap. Back to throw. And just ball is incomplete.
A little bit of a hold there. He had his arm kind of wrapped around his waist.
I didn't actually see that one because the pole's right in the way. I'm trying to dodge the pole. It was intended for Crane. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Would have been near first down yardage. And I'll take your word for it that it should have been a penalty because I could not see it. Just as I looked to see it because he pump faked. Yeah. So then I looked back, does he? And then by the time I saw Lloyd again, he didn't have the football and didn't see what happened.
But I'm not going to make that call because I don't want to be an official. I'd rather be up here.
So Crane goes in motion. Pitch is to Pugmire, and he's not going to get anywhere close to the first down. In fact, no gain at all.
Yeah, kind of a bad pitch there, kind of behind him. He kind of threw his hands up kind of behind him.
Interesting call on 3rd and long. And now Bears are in a tough situation.
I mean, what do you do?
Clock ticking. If they punt it away here, they may not, which they're going to, they may not get the ball back until midway through almost the end of the fourth quarter. I hate to sound like Debbie Downer, but barring a turnover, this Bears may only have 1 possession left. This almost feels like conceding.
Almost.
So it's just that's the nature of Aberdeen's offense. Flake is a dangerous weapon. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's high but short.
No, did it hit the back of that?
I think it hit the Aberdeen player. Maybe not. It's down right at the 50.
Hard angle from us, but it kind of looked like it did. It kind of hit him in the back, but maybe.
Took a weird hop, but the fact that he didn't react tells me it didn't.
Yeah.
And it's right at midfield, and Aberdeen has the ball. If they take 8 minutes off the clock on this drive, it will be halfway through the fourth quarter before the Bears have a chance to get the ball back. And the Aberdeen Tigers do have the 12-point lead, 20-8. The Bears need a quick stop here.
Yeah. I mean, even if they just take 6 minutes off the clock, you're getting into some super dangerous territory where you're forced to throw very, very deep balls all 4 downs.
So here we go. Aberdeen with 2:13 left in the third quarter coming to the line. Pistol formation sends Hernandez in motion. The give is going to be right up the middle, and it's well blocked. Just that delay, and he gains 10 yards. Goes from the 50 to the 40, 10 yards, first down. And they just send one of those wings into motion. He steps in the backfield. That time it's Wesley Nelson. Takes it for 10 yards, first down, under 2 minutes before the snap. And they wind the clock, and there we go. Tigers can run this down to about a minute and a half before they even snap it. Yeah. So the Bears will run 3 offensive plays. Barring a turnover likely here, the Bears are going to run 3 offensive plays in the entire third quarter. Ortiz in pistol. He sends man in motion just to keep her right up the middle. And he gets to the second level, gets 8 yards.
And Aberdeen does a really good job. That quarterback watches that back official. And as soon as that back official starts to make the countdown sign, he snaps the ball.
So gain of 7 is where they officially mark it. Ball's at the 33-yard line, and we're down to 1:20 left here in the third quarter. Aberdeen football, Aberdeen up by 12, and it's down to 1:10. And they're still just getting to the line, have not even set yet. Left in the third quarter. Ortiz in pistol here on second down, sends a man in motion, gives it to the wing, and he makes a man miss, gets to the second level again, and then a flag comes down. This one's coming back. That was late, and I think it's a block in the back or a crack back block, something. By the reaction of the Aberdeen players and the trajectory of that flag, I'm going to say that one's a personal foul.
Well, and it was late. It just completely unnecessary. The play was already 8 yards down the field, and he,
So that one's going to be at the front.
Personal foul.
Oh, on Bear Lake.
Oops.
The way everybody reacted, the Aberdeen players reacted, the official reacted, I would have sworn that was on Aberdeen. Aberdeen walked backwards like they were going to get that marked off against them, and instead, that puts the ball half the distance to the goal, so that puts it at the 17-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure it was there. I didn't see it, though.
Well, it was so far behind the play. You don't usually see a face mask penalty happen 5 yards behind the play.
Yeah.
Now, Manning goes in motion. Here's Ortiz. He's going to keep it right up the middle, quarterback keeper. And he just goes right up the middle to the 11-yard line. So gain of 6, second down and 4.
Clock ticking.
This likely, one more play.
Yeah.
One more play here in the third quarter.
Over here on the 40-yard line. Turn your headlights off.
So we've got 20 seconds left, and they're still in the huddle. This will definitely be the final play of the third quarter, barring something unexpected. Ortiz comes to the line. He's in pistol. He's got Hyatt. Nope, and he's going to get a first down inside the 5.
And that's the end of the third.
That'll end the third quarter. By the time they reset the ball, they won't run another play. That was number 24 that time, Mitchell Elliott, on the carry. And they wind the clock. Your third quarter ends, and the Bear Lake Bears run 3 offensive plays in the third quarter. Aberdeen has the ball the entire rest of the quarter. They run 10 and a half of the 12 minutes off the clock in possession of the football. And Bears down by 2 scores. Aberdeen likely to make it 3. We'll come back with the fourth quarter in 30 seconds here on the SVI Sports Network.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us, on roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on SVI Media is made possible by Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll. Here to help. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Lenhard Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And You Save Phillips 66. Live life to the full.
Here's Jared and Lisa and the SVI Sports crew with more live coverage of Bears football.
Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard not our friend tonight. As Bear Lake Bears trail going into the fourth quarter by a score of 20-8. And the Aberdeen Tigers have the ball first and goals. We start the quarter at the 5-yard line. Here's the snap. Give, delay, handoff, touchdown. Shackelford into the end zone. The big play of this game is get the Dawson Smith injury. Dawson Smith is the kind of the anchor of the middle of that line. He was doing a great job on defense, and when he went out, the Bears have struggled to stop the run. And the Bears have had the ball for about a minute and a half, have run 3 offensive plays in this second half. And 3 plays and a punt. Aberdeen scores the touchdown after a 50-yard drive, this time that takes only about 3 minutes off the clock. That was actually a quick drive for them. Here's the 2-point conversion attempt. Here's the snap. Here's the give. It's not going to be good. The good news is the 2-point conversions have been no good all night long. Little bit of extracurricular after the play. No hankies. Could have thrown a flag, I think, both ways there. But the 2-point conversion, no good. Your score remains 26-8.
Yeah, as happy as these refs have been throwing that flag around, I'm kind of surprised.
There's been a couple times.
Flag there.
Yeah, I totally expected a flag. Yeah.
Well, especially when you look at how the game's been going. I mean, like, there's been 2 or 3 flags on about every play, so you kind of expect one there, at least on one of the 2 players. A little bit of extracurricular there. It could have went on Bear Lake even.
Oh, yeah.
I totally would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
You would think that would go one way or the other.
It was kind of the way that the Aberdeen player started to stand up. It looked like he was trying to start something. The Bear Lake player threw him right back to the ground, which is where I thought the penalty should have been thrown.
Right. The retaliator, right, always gets the flag.
So anyway, no flags. And the kickoff from Mendel, 26-8 in favor of Aberdeen. And Bear Lake Bears got a high mountain to climb if they're going to come back into this one. The Bears have the quick strike offense capability, but the problem is we have to kick off after those quick strikes. So I'm not saying the Bears can't score enough points to come back. They just are. They got to have the ball. Yeah. And so far in the second half, they've run 3 offensive plays.
People think we're crazy. Like, there's 11 minutes. The quarter's just been. No, Aberdeen does a really good job at just draining that clock.
Aberdeen's version of football is similar to North Fremont's version of basketball. They can take clock and be patient. Great return by Crane, still on his feet, clear out across the 35 to the 38-yard line. So that's a good start. Bryson Crane returns it 28 yards out to the 38-yard line. Good field position to start for the Bears.
So let me ask you this, Jared. I mean, Bear Lake's kind of in a hole here, obviously. What kind of football are you playing? Are you passing the ball more than you're running? What are you doing here?
I don't think there's a run play in my playbook the rest of this game because the run keeps the clock running. Even if you gain 15, 20 yards on a run, the clock's moving. You can't afford to do that down by 3 scores.
I think if they come out and run you're going to run the clock out. You're kind of conceding the game. You got to come out and throw it deep.
Back to pass. It's a screen pass to Anderson. He's going to gain 10 yards, 12 yards, gets to midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 Bear Lake right at midfield. Nice little wide receiver screen. Kind of sets up the bubble. He comes right across the middle. Great play, and Bears have the ball now at midfield. Clock will start as soon as they get the chain set. Bears need to hustle to the line. They've already got the play call in. And here we'll see what they do on 1st and 10 from midfield. It was a good burst right there from Anderson after he caught the ball to get upfield. So 2 wide receivers to either side. The running back is Pugmire, hopefully the blocking back in this situation. And they're going to give it to Pugmire, and he's going to gain 9 yards. And then more extracurriculars. And that time the referee reached for his flag and then decided not to. And again, it could have gone on either way.
I'm so confused.
Some of the things they've called and some of the things they haven't. It's just, oh well.
I guess it's just understanding your officials, right? Every officiating group's a little bit different. You just got to understand them.
2nd down and 2 after the 8-yard gain. Clock is stopped. Oh, there it goes. Now it's going.
It's kind of running weird. It's taking 2 or 3 seconds off at a time. I noticed that
pauses
a second ago.
And then it jumps ahead. That's kind of weird. Anyway, here we go. 2nd down and 2. Give is to Thornton. He'll get the 1st down, just barely. Driven back, but the forward progression to the 40. They'll mark the 1st down. And it'll be 1st down and 10 Bear Lake at the Aberdeen 40-yard line. So Bears moving the ball, but taking time off the clock. 1.5 minutes already gone here on this drive, and the Bears still at the 40-yard line. Got a long ways to go, and 2 more touchdowns after that one. So here come the Bears to the line. Looks like Gonzalez is the back this time. 2 wide receivers to the either side. Gonzalez off the left hip this time of the quarterback, Lloyd, who is back to pass. He's going deep. He's had Bryson Crane over the middle, just let him a little too much. Bryson couldn't bring it in. He would have been inside the 25-yard line with a full head of steam. He might have gone. And he knows it. He was frustrated he didn't catch that one.
Oh, man, that was a throw. I mean, he overled him just a little bit, but there were 3 guys right around him, and he just threaded that needle right in there. I mean, just a half an inch maybe. He gets his fingertips on that. Totally different game.
Yeah, I think Bryson's going to tell you he should have caught it, but it would have been a tough catch right there. This time, Crane in as a tight end. Only 1 wide receiver to either side. Now Flake goes in motion. Jet hand, sweep handoff to Flake, and he's going to gain pause. Now it's coming back. Holding on the play, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll be second down and 18 yards to go. Would have been a big pickup, and now instead the Bears behind the chains with a long ways to go. 10 minutes left to go in the game, and the clock will start once they set the ball. Bears need to be on the ball and ready to go here on second down and what will be 18 yards to go. So the ball spotted right at the 47-yard line. They got to get down to the 30, so it's only 17 yards to go. Clock ticking, and the Bears looking at second and very long. Down by 3 scores here as the time ticking away. In the fourth quarter, under 10 minutes left to play. Lloyd back to pass. Looking, still looking. He's got all day. Now he's going to run it. He gets a block and gets out of bounds. And he's forced out of bounds back at the original line of scrimmage, the 40. The good news is he gets out of bounds after gaining some positive yards. The bad news is third down and 10. Ball right at the 40.
With 9.5 left, 9:36.
Just this 8-man coverage.
It's killing him, yeah. I mean, especially now. I mean, we talked about earlier at halftime, just throw underneath the little slants. You don't have time to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And so they're really tying their hands, and Aberdeen just playing some excellent football. Whoever their or defensive coordinator is down there, he's done a good job. He's done his job.
Running a 3-5 defense. They've got 5 linebackers, only 3 down linemen. Lloyd back to pass. He's got all day, still has all day, and is holding. So now he can just do whatever because this play is dead anyway. He just throws it away. Holding on the Bears offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll be either 4th and 10 or 3rd and 20. What do you want to do if you're Aberdeen?
Bear Lake or Aberdeen? If I'm Aberdeen, I'm going to play defense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are you going to decline the penalty? Are you going to decline the penalty and go 4th down and 10? Or are you going to go take the penalty and go 3rd down and 20?
3rd down and 20.
I go 3rd down and 20 because it takes more time off the clock.
Well, and
they're going to decline it.
Which is, I mean, Bear Lake thought they were going to accept it too. Interesting too, because like you pin them back even deeper. Bear Lake, they're struggling. They're 10 yards behind the chains, plus another 10 to get the first down.
Yeah, I think I'd take the penalty there and run clock, but 9:15 left. 26-8 is your score, Aberdeen. Bears offense had the one scoring drive, and other than that has sputtered, trying to find running room against this 3-5. Aberdeen just with the 3 down linemen, 5 linebackers, dropping 8 men into coverage on every pass play. Here we go. Crane goes in motion, back to passes. Lloyd looking, plenty of time, still looking, goes across the middle. It's complete to Stonehouse for a first down. Right at the 30-yard line. Wow. Great play. Bears move the chains. 1st and 10, Bear Lake. And the Bears keep the possession alive, move the chains.
I mean, exciting moment. And if you're Aberdeen, you're like, oh, maybe I should have accepted the penalty. But the clock's still running. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Aberdeen is still up. They're still very much in control of this football game.
So Bears have some life. After the 4th down and 10 conversion, Stonehouse went to the ground to catch it, got exactly the 10 yards he needed. So Lloyd, lots of time ticking away here. Now he finally gets the snap off, and it's a handoff for a 3-yard gain. So 30 seconds went off the clock from the time the ball was set till the ball was snapped. And in that 30 seconds, the Bears gained 3 yards.
4-yard gain.
And
2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, maybe they're giving them 4-yard gain. But now, clock's still ticking. We're under 8 minutes before they get this play off. This is just
take. They're almost. I feel like they're conceding.
We're in slow motion right now.
Yeah.
Bears kind of in slow-mo. Lloyd finally gets them to the line. 7:50 left to go in the game. Here's the snap. Quarterback keeper. He's got lots of blockers, but then the backside pursuit. No gain. 3rd and 6.
Quarterback keeper by Lloyd.
So it was well blocked at the point of attack, but it was the backside. The linebackers attacked well, stayed home. He maybe gains half a yard, 3rd and a long 5, maybe call it, for the Bears. But clock ticking. And we're down to 7:20. Bears still in the huddle. So it'll be about 7 minutes left to play in the game by the time the Bears get this playoff. And they're looking at 3rd down and 6. It's definitely 4-down territory, but more important than that is the clock.
100%.
So here we go. Lloyd back to pass. Looking, rolling. And he gets away. Still looking. Now he takes off downfield, which he should have maybe done sooner. Gets out of bounds. No flags. But he gets the first down, gets out of bounds at the 19-yard line. I think he probably takes off a couple seconds earlier. He might have got more yardage.
Yeah, I think he was kind of surprised there for a second that he had, wait, I didn't get tackled there. And then he was waiting, looking. He made, you have to make the decision to look downfield to see if you can see anybody else and take off. But still, I'd agree with you. If he took off a little bit sooner, just a hair, he probably picked up 2-3 more yards.
Kind of had an escort down the sideline by a couple of his offensive linemen. That's the thing with the three-man rush. There's time. He's got time.
But when you have 8-man deep,
there's just nowhere to throw it. 1st and 10, Bears football at the Aberdeen 19-yard line. Bears down by 18 points, 26-8. 6:52 left in the game. Because he went out of bounds, clock stop, reverse handoff coming to the near side, and it's going to go out of bounds, and then really late, and they throw it. Yeah, they throw it.
There it is.
Yeah.
That was a very late flag, but
it was a late tackle, and I think it may have been the words after, because that flag was late. He grabbed the flag like he was going to throw it on the tackle. He didn't, and I'm guessing it's what was said while they were on the ground that got the flag. We're going to see who it is. We've been surprised before. This one might be on Bear Lake.
Yeah.
He gained 3 yards and went out of bounds. So it is going to be a positive gain for Bear Lake before the penalty, but we're not sure who the penalty will be on. By the way, they're explaining it to the coaching staff on Aberdeen. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Aberdeen because the coaching staff is pleading their case. They have personal foul, late hit. Or was it? Did they? I missed the signal.
There was.
You just said personal foul
and then pointed. So there was no.
Half the distance to the goal. Bears football the 10-yard line. First, repeat the down. So it's 1st down and 1. Lloyd back to pass, looking, going into the end zone. It is incomplete. It bounced around. For a second, it was intended, I think, for Flake. It bounced off of him. Crane had a chance at it. He couldn't make the diving catch, so it brings up second. Should be 2nd down because they're saying 3rd, but they should have replayed 1st down after that penalty.
Well, your announcer over here says 2nd. They're saying 3rd. We're saying 2nd.
The flag.
Who the heck knows?
Yeah, it is a down. I don't know what down it is, but it's a down.
And so unless the unsportsmanlike conduct was after the play, so it was a dead ball penalty, it should have been a replay down. So this should be, in my mind, 2nd down, but they have it as 3rd down.
Hey, we could get 5 downs here. Repeat of last week.
Well, it's going the other way. We're losing it. We're losing
downs. You're right.
3rd and 1. Ball at the 9-yard line. 6:42 left in the game. Lloyd is going to go under center and just going to quarterback sneak the 1st down is what that play was for, and he got it. He needed 1. He got 1.5. Kind of dodged a bullet. He kind of fumbled the snap a little bit. Was able to get it back, and they didn't stop the clock for the 1st down.
I don't think he signaled the first down yet, has he?
He's got it easy. There he goes, but they didn't stop the clock. They took like 25 seconds off the clock because they never stopped it. That's not on the clock operator. That's on the officials. They never waved it dead.
And now the clock winds. There you go.
Now the clock winds, and we're under 6 minutes, just like that. So the officials never waved the ball dead, the clock dead for the first down, and that took about 20, 25 seconds off the clock. So we go, first down and goal at the 7. We're under 6 minutes left to go. Lloyd back to pass, rolling, looking. He goes incomplete, short. It was probably a good thing it was incomplete. It was well defended, double coverage. Crane was there, but it would have been hard to get him the ball. I think he threw it away intentionally, and I think we're on the air, but we just lost our monitor for a second. Panic. Anyway, second down and goal at the ball of 7. Clock stops with incompletion. 5:49 left to play. And the Bears have the football at the 7-yard line. Second down. Lloyd has Gonzalez off his left hip. 3 wide receivers to the left side. Back to pass. Looking. Backside pressure. He gets the ball away. Out of bounds at the 1. They're running the clock. He ran out of bounds. I mean, like, literally, you run out of bounds.
Yeah, he was full steam ahead there.
And the official immediately wound the clock. Said, nope, we're not stopping it. It'll be third down and goal at the 1-yard line.
You had a coach even run out there and yell and stop the clock, but the official did ignore him and kept it going.
Wound it. All right. Maybe he ruled that forward progress had stopped before they ran out of bounds. We're going to go under 5 minutes before this snap is off in this game. Bears need a touchdown here and then a little bit of a miracle if they're going to come back in this one. Crane just sneaks under center. Quarterback sneak right up the middle. Touchdown. Bryson Crane kind of went in motion, and when he got to the center, he stopped, took the snap, quarterback sneak. Great play call there.
Yeah.
Kind of some trickeration. Touchdown Bears, 26-14, down by 12. Do you go for 2 or do you go for 1?
I mean, at this point in the game, you need to get points, but you need a stop. So, like, if you go for 2 or 1, it doesn't really matter. Just get the stop.
Yep. Still, if you get the 2-point conversion, you're still down by 10. If you get the 1-point conversion, you're down by 9. You still need 2 touchdowns regardless, but looks like the Bears are going to go for 2. 4:53 left. Bears go for 2, down by 12 at this point, hoping to cut it to 10. And here we go. Lloyd back to pass, looking. He's got his man, and nice defense. He had him early. By the time he got the pass there, great defense by Gage Driscoll to knock it down, incomplete. 4:53 left. We'll be back with the kickoff in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
You know what I like about Caribou Ford? It's a quick drive. It's gorgeous, and I get what I want.
I take my Caribou Ford to the Oregon Trail golf course.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? I can check out inventory online before I go. Now that's service.
You know what I like about my Caribou Ford? Satisfaction.
We're Caribou Ford with top awards in the region for customer satisfaction because we're still keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You're watching Bear Lake football on the SVI Sports Network.
4:53 left to play in this one. Aberdeen about to get the ball back. They've got the 2-touchdown lead, 26-14. So the Bears score there. But way Aberdeen runs offense, I think the Bears would take something big to get the ball back right here. Barring an onside kick or some kind of turnover, I think Aberdeen could run the ball, the timeout. So Flake going for the onside kick, and it's going to fail. Levi Stonehouse makes the tackle. Great play. It's Shackelford. Shackelford goes up high, brings that ball down. Great kick. Did exactly what you want as Bear Lake Bears. Takes that high bounce in the air, but Shackelford went up high, secured it. Levi Stonehouse hit him immediately.
Yeah, he was still in the air when he got hit, but came right down with it.
So Aberdeen football at their own 45, 4:51. The way their offense controls the ball, it only takes about 2, maybe 3 plays to run this clock out. Bears take a timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
It's the SVI Sports Network with Garrett and Lisa and live coverage of Bear Lake football.
So 2 clarifications from our rules expert in Jackson Hole. First of all, the call that kind of looked like sideline warning was aiding the runner. And then the clock doesn't stop on the out of bounds if they roll. Forward progress was stopped before the runner goes out of bounds. So those were the 2 reasons for the ruling. Ortiz on the quarterback keeper, and he is bulldogged to the ground after a 7-yard gain. That is Rhett Lloyd, quarterback tackling quarterback, but a 7-yard gain just across midfield into Bear Lake territory. It is 2nd down and a long 3, clock ticking here in the 4th quarter. So the Bears travel to Aberdeen, and Barden Miracle are going to lose by a touchdown and a half. 2 touchdowns, but without the 2-point conversions. Touchdown and a half is what it looks like on the board. And then go into next week with a big home game, most likely, I would say, against Wendell, unless something weird has happened in the meantime with the other games going on. Bears should take on Wendell next week. Ortiz will just keep it himself, wrap 2 arms around the ball so he doesn't turn it over into Bears territory. 1st down carry, gain of about 6 yards again. And I don't know that they're going to do anything too fancy when they can get 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust each time by going up the middle. And Ortiz, like I said, he's wrapping it up with 2 hands so he doesn't lose it and don't risk the handoff for the turnover. And so Aberdeen had a good night. Bears turnovers were the difference in the game. The muffed punt early in the game gave Aberdeen their first scoring opportunity. They capitalized. Bears have yet to force a turnover in this game. And then Bears had a scoring opportunity squandered on another turnover after the fumble. So Aberdeen's going to let every second tick off the clock before they even snap the ball. We're under 3:15 now to go in the game. Hand off to Shackelford. Shackelford just bouncing it to the outside. Going to make sure he goes down before he goes out of bounds. He'll gain just 2. But smart play by Shackelford. He kind of was angling towards the sideline. Flake was kind of trying to run him out of bounds instead of tackling him, and Shackelford just went to the ground.
Yeah, he just kind of sat down there and just slid for a second, and a very, very heads-up play there.
So 2:49.
Fireworks show sponsored by Ace Hardware.
So the Bear Lake Bears had 2 second-half possessions, scored a touchdown on one, but only 3 plays on the other. Aberdeen has had 3 second-half possessions, 2 touchdowns, and then this one. Ball control offense. Best defense is a good offense. If the other team doesn't have the ball, they can't score. And that's what Aberdeen has done in this one, is made sure that the Bear Lake Bears don't have the ball. Here's the snap, and great play by Bryson Crane. He almost took the handoff. What a play. Bryson was in the backfield making the tackle. About the time the handoff happened, he timed that snap perfectly. Big loss.
That was awesome.
3rd and 12. So Bryce is still playing with some passion. He timed the snap perfectly, and he was tackling the ball carrier as he took the handoff. Good play. Third down and 12. 1:45 left on the clock. So next week, Bears at home for a playoff game. We'll know for sure who the opponent is later, but most likely Wendell, unless something drastic happened in some other games around the state. It's a rematch of Homecoming, which was a heck of a ball game, and these Aberdeen Tigers will host Marsing. Well, it depends on what happened in another game. Either Marsing or Firth. Bad snap. Ortiz picks it up, but he's going to lose massive yardage. Clear back to the 41-yard line. Bryson Crane there to make the tackle. Ortiz, and then Bears take a timeout.
A minute and 8 seconds left.
Fourth and a long ways to go. I don't know what's that direction. Blackfoot?
Let's see. That's south. North. No, Blackfoot's that way, I believe.
Yeah, so
that's the correct way because that's what way they're going.
They're going that way.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Fourth and Blackfoot.
Blackfoot. There you go.
So Bears take the timeout after the sack and then the tackle for loss and then the bad snap, which led to a tackle for a big loss. Both plays made by Crane. All of a sudden, Bears have a chance to get the ball back and maybe make this score a little bit more respectable. 26-14 is your score. Likely punting situation here for the Tigers. Bears will have one timeout left, I think, and about a minute. So if you get a good punt return, maybe you can do something here. So 1:08 left, and when we had said they're just going to run it up the middle, they hand it off for a loss, and then they fumble it. I fumble the snap for a big loss. They were down at the Bear Lake 40, and all of a sudden they're back at their own 42 is where they'll get this punt away. Bryson Crane will be back at his own 20 looking to receive this kick. So if he can get it to near midfield, Bears can maybe throw up a couple pass plays. Here's the snap. Here's the kick, nearly blocked. Crane is going to let it bounce, and it's going to take an Aberdeen bounce.
Whoa, that took a huge bounce.
That took a big bounce inside the 15 to the 12. So with 57 seconds left on the clock.
That was a really impressive punt.
It was just short enough Crane couldn't catch it, and then it took a big Aberdeen hop. It landed about the 30, rolled dead at the 12.
Yes.
So now Bears have 57 seconds left. Maybe throw a couple deep passes, see if you can put a touchdown on the board quickly. If you're looking to come back, you got to score fast and get an onside kick and score again fast.
Really fast.
Really fast. 57 seconds left, 26-14. Let's see what the Bears have dialed up here. Two wide receivers to either side. Lloyd has Gonzalez off his hip. Back to pass. Plenty of time. Gets it wide open to Flake. Way downfield. There's a flag. Flake will go out of bounds near the 30. That's either pass interference because it was right in the area where Bryson Crane was running his pattern. It's either holding on the defense or,
holding.
It's got to be holding or pass interference on the defense is what I'd think.
Yeah, it's got to be
illegal
holding.
Touching. I think that's what
illegal contact.
Illegal contact.
So holding.
Illegal substitution. So 12 men on the field.
Illegal something. No.
Illegal substitution. 12 men on the field. So add 5 yards to the end of the run. So I guess that's the best penalty for the Bears in that situation. Clock ticking. Now with the chain, they've moved the chains. Bears out across the 30-yard line with the. Yeah, the Bears ran out of bounds. The clock shouldn't have started on the set of the ball. So they'll probably put a couple seconds back on. And so they're discussing it. 46 seconds. They're saying 46 seconds. They'll put 5 seconds back on the clock because he did run out of bounds. So the clock should not have started until the snap. So that's why they did that. First down and 10, Bears at the 32-yard, their own 32-yard line now. So they've moved it 20 yards already in the one play. So Lloyd under center. He drops back to pass. It's a screen to Flake. Great play by Flake. He's going to get out of bounds in near midfield, but then an illegal block.
Block in the back.
It's coming back. Way downfield. I don't know.
It was close. If he would have just held up just a little bit more, he probably would have gotten away with it. But
10 yards from the spot of the foul. Oh, they called holding. Either way, it's a 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so it'll be first down and 9 instead of first and 10 near midfield. It'll be first and 9 back the other way, and that took 9 seconds off the clock to gain a yard. Is the net gain for Bear Lake is 1 yard. So anyway, 37 seconds left. First and 9. Actually, where they marked it, they took it right back to first and 10. So okay, now they move the chain. Now they move the marker. Here we go. Lloyd with 37 seconds left. Back to pass. Looking under pressure. He's going to be sacked. That's going to end the game. I don't know that the Bears even run another play. Clear back to the 26-yard line. Loss on the play of about 8. And that's going to do it. Bears are going to lose 26-14. Likely your final score unless the Bears rush up to the line and run one more play. And it looks like they're going to try to get one off, but they're going to have to hustle. Here we go. Here's the snap. You just get it off. This is the last play of the game, barring a penalty. It's a deep pass to Flake, and he catches it. Wow. Tipped it to himself. It's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35-yard catch.
Lots of extra
by Toby Flake.
Pushing and shoving down
and
there.
He goes clear down to the 30. And then lots of pushing and shoving after the play. But this one ends 26-14 in favor of Aberdeen. Bears host somebody next week. I'm going to say Wendell Trojans, barring anything unexpected that happened in the other games. And Aberdeen will host most likely Marsing or Firth. I would say probably Firth. And that's what will happen. Then Marsing goes to Nampa Christian. Those are going to be my predictions. If it changes, we'll let you know. Tyler, final thoughts on this one?
I've got a lot. The Bears, I mean, they've got a lot to work on this weekend or this week in practice. They looked flat. I mean, the penalties, the defense didn't look very good. I mean, they lost Dawson Smith. That's a big loss. But I mean, you've got to be able to overcome that. I think. They have a lot to prepare for rolling into next week. I wouldn't say they necessarily overlooked Aberdeen, but Aberdeen came out here and they gave them a heck of a game. They controlled the ball and moved it really well. The Bears' offense struggled. Yep. I mean, really, really struggled, and they got to get that figured out. It kind of looked like a Bears offense we saw earlier in the year, just kind of struggling.
Nate?
I mean, philosophy really does come down to it. 4 touchdowns with extra point field goals. 28-26 would have won this game. 4 touchdowns would have got the job done. Really, defensively, Bear Lake didn't put together a bad game on the defensive end of the ball. It's just offensively, we couldn't get anything going, especially through the passing game. But you look at the defensive, formation sent out by Aberdeen, it's hard to get a passing game going when you're dropping 8 in coverage. When a team can eat the clock like that and Bear Lake can't respond with quick passes, it's tough to win this game. So Bear Lake's got a lot to look at next week going into the first round of the state playoffs. I'm sure they're going to have a lot to go over in practice, a lot on their plate, and we'll play who we play.
So to take a line from the movie Blindside, this Aberdeen offense is like Novocaine. Give it time. It'll work. It takes time. The first drive of their second half, they took 8 minutes off the clock and scored a touchdown. When you can take 8 minutes off the clock and put up points, you're going to win a lot of football games, and they did. So fireworks starting as their senior night, so they have a fireworks show going on. Thank you to Lexi Coombs back in the studio, helping you with the game today. And we're going to say goodnight. So this is
Tyler Goodmanson,
Nate Matthews,
and Jared Hillier saying good night, everybody.